understand myself.
Another Saturday, another chance to write the next chapter of a storied history.
Man, is there going to be some property destroyed tonight? Look at the sugar falling out of the sky.
Between the hedges and across the state, this is where the Dogs play.
What a crowd. You should see the bridge.
Threads a tackle at the 20, 10, 5, touchdown. Boom, blitz. Wow.
The pads just a popping here between the hedges.
Can't fake physical. You got to live it, breathe it, need it.
Breaks a tackle, 40, 35, 30, get to the house.
Wrong. Going to throw it to far corner, and it is caught going into the hedges.
He's got blocked. 25, 20, to the house. 5, touchdown, baby.
This is the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network. Today's broadcast of Georgia football is brought to you by the Amco Transmission Centers of Metro Atlanta, Children's Healthcare of Atlanta Sports Medicine, Cook's Pest Control and the Centricon System, the unbeatable combination for termite protection. Comcast, Xfinity delivers the fastest internet with the best in-home Wi-Fi experience. Call, click, or visit an Xfinity store today. By Comcast Business, beyond fast. Georgia United Credit Union, the official credit union of Georgia Athletics. Southwest Airlines, low fares from Atlanta to over 90 destinations you love. By your local Sherwin-Williams. Painting questions? Ask Sherwin-Williams. State Farm. Talk to an agent today at 800-STATE FARM. Barbasol. Here's a no-brainer. Barbasol is making razors. Try the Barbasol Ultra 6 Plus today. And by Georgia's own credit union. It's your future. Own it. Now to the Piedmont Healthcare broadcast booth. Alongside former All-American Eric Zier, here's the voice of the Bulldogs, Scott Howard.
Gathered together once again, ready for Georgia and Middle Tennessee State. We are less than 12 minutes from kickoff. This is the Ford drive to kickoff. The Ford F-150 works hard and never backs down because when you're built Ford tough, the drive to win is in everything you do. Ford F-150, the official truck of the Georgia Bulldogs. Let's give you the Georgia defense probable starter, sponsored by Georgia Power. Tyler Clark, Julian Rochester, Jonathan Ledbetter. Up front for the Dogs, Clark is a 6'4 junior, 300-pound from Americus, Georgia. He's the D tackle. The nose man, Rochester, 6'5", 300-pounder junior from Powder Springs, Georgia. Jonathan Ledbetter, 6'4", 280-pound senior from Tucker. He's at defensive end. The linebackers in Georgia's 3-4 scheme, DeAndre Walker, Walter Grant, the probable starters on the outside. Walker is a 6'3 senior, 245 from Fairburn, Georgia. Grant, a 6'4", 245 sophomore from Cairo, Georgia. On the inside, Juwan Taylor, a 6'1 senior. He's 220 from Hollywood, Florida. And Natrez Patrick, 6'3 senior, 242 from Atlanta. The secondary for the Dogs, DeAndre Baker, Tyson Campbell, the corners. Baker, the preseason All-America pick, 5'11 senior, 185 from Miami. And Campbell, a 6'2 freshman, 185 from Plantation, Florida. The safeties, J.R. Reed from Frisco, Texas. Richard LeCount from Riceboro, Georgia. Those are your probable starters for the Dogs defense. Closing in on the kick for the Dogs and the Blue Raiders when we continue on the Ford drive to kickoff after this. Bulldogs Sports Network. Band is on the field. Team getting ready to run out of the tunnel. Blue Raiders have hit their sideline. Let's pause. 10 seconds. Station identification here on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network. They are getting ready to rip the chains off the locker room door as the Dogs will hit the field here. We will not have a packed house, at least at this juncture in the ball game. A lot of empty seats up top. Time change and other factors. Certainly the reason for that is We do have good weather for the ball game. We've got sun. We've got a little bit of wind. Not too hot. That breeze will help cool things down as we wait on the Dogs to run out of the tunnel. Chuck Dowdle is on the field. We're getting ready for the coin toss. It's brought to you by Georgia's Own Credit Union. It's your future. Own it. We'll go ahead and send it down to Chuck, who's standing by for the toss of the coin. Chuck.
Well, this is kind of unusual. We got Reed Blankenship and Rodrigo Blankenship. Reed Blankenship calling the coin, though, for Middle Tennessee State. And here's referee David Smith.
Hey, Middle Tennessee University team, you'll make the call. That's heads, that's tails. You'll call it before I toss, okay? Heads, tails, okay? If I drop it, we'll do it again. What you got? Tails. He calls tails. It is tails. What would you like to do? Defer. Defer. Which way do you want to kick? Okay, turn your back that way. You guys going to receive?
Yes, sir.
All right, David Smith gave them the choice to defer. They're going to kick it. They're going to kick it down to the east end. That means we're going to get the football first on offense. That's fine with me, Scott, because these may be the Blue Raiders, but in about 3.5 hours, they're going to really know what blue is. Let's get it on.
Georgia captains Riley Ridley, DeAndre Baker, and Rodrigo Blankenship as Chuck gets us ready with the Georgia's Own Credit Union coin toss. And our kick is Georgia will be receiving the opening kick to start this game on offense. Today's kickoff brought to you by Kubota. Head into your local Kubota dealership to test drive one today. Find your local Kubota dealer at gokubota.com. Dogs will be in their home red uniforms, silver breeches, red helmets on the near sideline. Blue Raiders have a lot of different uniform combinations. The one they have selected today will be white jerseys, blue pants, and blue helmets. And we'll see the Dogs on offense first. And Eric Zier, a chance for Georgia to come out and use that overused phrase, set the tone early.
Well, we sure set it early last week against South Carolina.
We did it on defense last week.
Did it on the defensive side of the ball. Now it's the offense's turn to do just that. And coming off the kind of game that we played last week, this offense has got to feel good about itself. Throwing the football very efficiently, take from 15 out of 18 last week, and then we ran the ball down the throats of the South Carolina Gamecocks. A lot of confidence, a lot of weapons. Excited to see these guys back at it again.
From last week, very efficient. And for the season, wow, almost 80% completion rate. 27 of 34. He's got the one pick, 3 touchdowns, 351 yards in the first 2 games. As Georgia's kick return unit hits the field, Mecole Hardman, the deep receiver, along with Brian Herrion, and they will be running out of the east end zone to our right. Blue Raiders getting set to kick it off with their punter, Matt Bonadies. He's a senior from Buford, Georgia. He'll be kicking it away from left to right. Today's broadcast brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Low fares from Atlanta to over 90 destinations you love, and of course, a wonderful, spectacular view that we have here in the Piedmont Healthcare radio booth inside the Larry Munson broadcast suite at Sanford Stadium. Can't ask for a better spot in all of college
Piedmont
football.
Southwest.
Blue Raiders are huddling up. Last second instructions before they kick it away. Crowd on its feet here at Sanford Stadium for the opening kick, and we're ready for some college football on a Saturday afternoon in Athens. Here's Bonadies. White jersey, blue pants, blue helmet. He approaches and he kicks. End over end, twisting and spinning into the far corner of the end zone. And Hardman will trot after it, let it bounce, and roll out of the side of the end zone for the touchback. But check a flag first on the Georgia 29-yard line. On Georgia's receiving end, there is a flag on the field. Let's see what that's all about.
Well, I saw a Blue Raider go head over heels. Not sure if that's what generated the flag or not.
Our referee is David Smith, as you heard a few moments ago, with a coin toss. And he is conferring with one of the other officials in the crew. And let's see where the line of scrimmage will be.
After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 25 on the receiving team. That penalty is half the distance to the goal. First down. That is number 25's first unsportsmanlike conduct foul of the game.
With that 25 is Akeel Crumpton. We have 2, Quay Walker or Akeel Crumpton. I didn't see the play. But the Dogs are in a bit of a hole now, starting on their own 12.5. Georgia Power brings the energy for every game day and to your community, too. Visit georgiapower.com/sports to learn more. Dogs will run it on the first play from scrimmage, and we'll give it to DeAndre Swift as he angles left at left tackle for a handful of yards across the 15 to the 17-yard line. DQ Thomas, a strong side linebacker from Oxford, Mississippi, made the stop for the Blue Raiders. And he got about 5 yards on the carry.
Yeah, Dogs expect to see some exotic looks out of this Blue Raider defense. Nothing exotic on that first one, just went cover 2. And if they're going to go 2 high safeties, we'll get 5 yards a pop all day long.
Out of the pistol, Fromm takes the snap, hands to Swift. He tries to slice back behind the line of scrimmage to go upfield at center. And the Blue Raiders defense it well, and Swift may lose a yard or 2.
Offside on the defense, number 95. 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay, second down.
So wipe that out. It was Trey Philpotts, the left end, was offsides for Middle Tennessee State. Darius Harris, the linebacker, made the tackle, but the Dogs will take the 5 yards and get to do it all over again. It's now second and less than a yard to go. The ball is out on the Georgia 22-yard line.
Again, Middle Tennessee playing cover 2. You know they took a look at the film last week, and it's pick your poison against this Georgia offense. If you go single safety, you've got to deal with the Ridleys and the Hardmans.
They're going to run this one with Swift straight ahead, right up the gut behind Gilliard and the 2 guards, Kinley and Cleveland. And Swift pushes the ball across the first down marker up close to the 24.5-yard line. That first down brought to you by Scana Energy. Darrell Randolph, the corner, made the tackle. We'll check in with Chuck Dowdle on the Cooks Pest Control sidelines in just a moment. In fact, we'll do it after this play. Dogs get Holyfield into the backfield now, and Fromm goes under center. Double tight end set. Hand it to Elijah Holyfield. He angles to the right outside the tight end blocking at the 25. Holyfield hops ahead to the 27-yard line for a couple of yards. Gregory Great, free safety, up to make the stop. Let's check in with Chuck down on the Cooks Pest Control sidelines. Chuck?
You heard Coach Smart tell us going into the locker room before the game that the Dogs got to be who we are, and you can see how he started in this game. This is who we want to be. It's what killed South Carolina in that second half.
Dogs are keeping it on the ground thus far. 3 receivers bunched to the left side. That's window dressing. Hand it to Holyfield. Big hole, 40, 50, far sideline, 40, foot race, 30, 25. He hesitates to try to give a man a head fake. They drag him down around the 10-yard line, inside the 10 at the 7. Elijah Holyfield in a race to the end zone, brought down at the 7-yard line.
For the first time today, the Blue Raiders go single safety, get 8 guys in the box. We get to the second level in a blink of an eye there, and Holyfield off to the races with only 1 man to beat.
He broke a tackle effort by Hudson, 66 yards on the run down inside the 10. The Dogs go quickly when they get up to the line. Holyfield this time hit behind the line, or maybe for no gain. They'll mark it on the goal to go first snap there at the 8.5.
And it was a great block by Ben Cleveland getting up to the second level and onto the linebacker that broke Holyfield on that long run.
Dogs are in the Massey Ferguson red zone. Experience the compact utility tractors that will take you through the season strong. Dogs second and goal from the 8. Fromm to pass with time, throws it left side. Harrion breaks 1 tackle, gets tripped up right around the 5 by the second man. He broke the effort of Khalil Brooks, a linebacker who went low. Holyfield, or rather Harrion, kind of shredded him, and then Great made the stop at the 5 or 5.5. It's a gain of about 3. It'll be third and goal for the Dogs from just outside the Blue Raider 5-yard line.
Bracket coverage there by the Blue Raiders here in the red zone. Everybody locked into a man, but if nobody goes vertical, the safeties end up doubling up receivers that are going vertical.
Hardman and Ridley are to the right. Fromm's looking in that direction. He'll throw it to Mecole Hardman, wide open front right corner of the end zone. He catches it on the goal line, twists standing up into the end zone, untouched for the touchdown and the first score of the game. Dogs lead it 6-0.
Great play call there by Coach Cheney. Move the pocket, get Fromm rolling out to his right. Then a little rub route on the outside where Hardman just runs an out route. Ridley was the outside receiver, just ran a little takeoff to the back of the end zone. His guy goes with him, nobody close to Hardman.
Touchdown pass to Mecole Hardman of 5 yards, brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Low fares from Atlanta to over 90 destinations you love. Now here's Rodrigo Blankenship in the pink slippers for the point after try, and consecutive PAT number 101 is good for Blankenship. Dogs 7, Middle Tennessee State nothing. Timeout on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
Coach Kirby Smart here. Let's talk about the official healthcare provider of the Georgia Bulldogs, Piedmont Healthcare. Piedmont makes sure that our dogs are playing their best, and they're also there for the
best. Sweet. The Dogs just went 87 yards in 7 plays. Jake Fromm to Mecole Hardman, a 5-yard TD pass. Elijah Holyfield, 66-yard run from scrimmage, helped set up that touchdown score. That's the Georgia Metals drive summary. From a doghouse to a dog's house, Georgia Metals has got you covered. So it's 7-0 Georgia. 11:24 on the clock, first quarter. It'll be Rodrigo Blankenship kicking away to Ty Lee and Reuben Garnett. The deep men, Garnett on the north side and Lee on the near side, standing on the goal line for the Blue Raiders. Blankenship will kick it into the wind from the 35. Low, end over end, sailing strong into the end zone. 9 yards deep, over the back line, touchback. Wind or no wind, Rodrigo still booms it through the end zone.
Boy, indeed he does. Off to a great start this year, isn't he?
Outstanding SEC Special Teams Player of the Week in the Southeastern Conference. Of course, he'll be on the Groza Award list as they narrow that down throughout the season. I would imagine his name will remain on it as they go through the season. And now here's Middle Tennessee State, 1st and 10 on the 25. Brent Stockstill is the veteran quarterback, a senior from Murfreesboro, Tennessee. 2 receivers left, 2 in tight to the right, 1 back in the backfield. Stockstill, the left-hander, will roll to the left and throw on the run. It's caught by Brad Anderson, sophomore, 5'8", from Huntsville, Alabama, far sideline and out of bounds at the 31-yard line.
Same concept the Dogs just used on the touchdown pass. Outside takeoff, just an out route, quick out route from the slot receiver, moved the quarterback to his intended target.
6-yard gain. William Poole chased him out. Stockstill, quarterback draw, going to run it to no avail, right to the line of scrimmage before he's piled on by Tyler Clark and Ledbetter and Walker. All 3 of those guys making the stop, and the line of scrimmage remains the same, the 31-yard line. No gain on the play, and the Blue Raiders looking now at 3rd down and about 4.5 from their own 31.
Stockstill, the quarterback, just looked over to the sideline. His dad said, "Don't call that anymore."
He's in the shotgun now. Mobley offset to his right. High snap. He pulls it down. The lefty fires it. It's caught just shy of the 35-yard line by Patrick Smith. They needed to go to the 35. Will depend on the spot. The tackle made immediately by J.R. Reed. Ball's going to be short by about a foot or so, really, and they will send on the punt unit. So 4th down, and Middle Tennessee State will kick it away. They will not risk 6 inches at their own 34.5-yard line.
Great close right there by Reed. We were manned up underneath. Reed playing slightly off. The receiver there from Middle Tennessee just cut that route a hair short, didn't get it past the chains.
Here's Bonady's punt, low and wobbly, going to bounce on the Georgia 31. Akeel Crumpton to the deep man. He trying to stay away from it. He's a little too close for my comfort. Ball rolling down to the 10-yard line as the Blue Raiders covered it well. Crumpton never really had a shot. 55 yards on the bounce and the roll. 9:40 to go, first quarter. 9:40 to go, first quarter. Georgia with a 7-0 lead on Middle Tennessee State. Better buckle up because SiriusXM is 0 to everything in 150 channels. You get commercial-free music, entertainment, comedy, news, and, of course, coverage of every major sport, including Georgia Bulldogs football. So tune in and let's ride. Go ahead, Z. Sorry.
Yeah, a lot of cover, too, from the Blue Raiders defensively on that first series. If they're going to stay too high safeties, the Dogs will just continue to pound the running game right at them. They're going to have to drop somebody into the box. The one time they did it, though, we broke a run, got to the second level very quickly, and Holyfield was off to the races.
Well, the Dogs started at their 13 for their first possession. They'll start on their 11 with this one. We'll give it to Swift, and he runs to the left side and then tries to cut back at the hash mark towards the middle of the field, and that'll be a productive run of 4 yards to the 15-yard line. Tackle made by Phil Potts and Brooks, the lineman and linebacker. Dogs ready to go again. No huddle. Back up to the line of scrimmage. Ridley, the receiver, to the right. 3 in tight to the left. And we pitch it to Swift. He runs with a little bit of blocking, but it breaks down on the edge. Swift across the 15 to the 16.5 before being tackled by Mansell, the tackle. Jones, the end for Middle Tennessee State. Let's check in with Chuck quickly on the Cooks Pest Control sideline. Chuck?
Guys, you may have noticed there was no digital clock out on the field. We were using the old-fashioned red hat. I asked why. It's broken. It wouldn't recharge.
Well, so much for that. 3 games in. It's already in the repair shop. All right, 3rd down and about 4.5, 5 yards to go for the Dogs. We'll give it to Holyfield. He bounces outside the pile. 20 near side, flag behind him. Across the 30, drags a man across the 35 up to the 38-yard line. DQ Thomas hanging on and going for a ride from Elijah Holyfield up to the 38. But let's check a flag behind the play at the 14-yard line. Might be a hold on the Dogs.
Holding on the offense, number 77. 10 yards from the previous spot. Replay, 3rd down.
They got the freshman Cade Mays from Knoxville, Tennessee on the hold on that play. And that wipes out a good run by Holyfield and a 1st down. And we'll back the Dogs up a little bit farther. Down, let's see, put it on the 8.5, 9-yard line.
Well, the hold was why Holyfield was able to get outside and break contain so easily. Mays had a handful of jersey and just held the Blue Raider up substantially.
Dogs in a jam now, 3rd and 14. And the ball just inside their own 9-yard line. Down to our right as we view it. Fromm in the shotgun, Holyfield in the backfield. Fromm spins the ball in the end zone. He's tackled, he loses the ball. Ben Cleveland going to fall on it at the 2. The ball came out of the end zone. Fromm dropped it. The pocket was squeezed. It bounced out slowly. Big Ben Cleveland fell on it at the 2-yard line to avoid even more disaster for the Dogs offense. We'll have to kick it out of the back line of the end zone now. Jamal Jones and DQ Thomas brought pressure for the Middle Tennessee State defense, and Fromm fumbled it. Fortunately, Big 74 was there to fall on it.
Boy, Fromm got surprised there that the pressure got onto him that quick. He thought that he was going to be protected. He was surveying the field. Coverage was pretty good. But then in a blink of an eye, Fromm had a Blue Raider around his waist, and the ball popped out. Dogs very fortunate.
Carmada from the back line of the end zone. Not a great kick. Comes down at the 41 of Georgia. They'll field it with Ty Lee, and he'll return it about 5 yards to the 35.5. Tyler Simmons on the stop on special teams. But Middle Tennessee State, which scored 61 points in their win over UT Martin last week, in prime scoring position right now at the Dogs' 36-yard line to start this possession.
Yeah. And that's a series that this offense is just going to want to burn when they go watch the tape. Haven't had many like that so far this year, but you get the holding penalty, wipes out a big run, and then protection collapses, and Dogs very fortunate either not to get a safety there or that ball recovered by MTSU right on the goal line.
Blue Raiders will run it with big Shatan Mobley, 6'1", 235 from Knoxville, Tennessee. And he'll plow straight ahead down to the 32-yard line. He'll get 4 yards on that carry. Quick snap, stock still, takes it out of the shotgun. Give it to Mobley again. Hits the hole hard outside at left tackle. Running to the right. And he's close to the 1st down marker. We'll see where they spot him at the 27-yard line. Stopped by Walter Grant, the linebacker, and the safety, Richard LeCount. And the ball's on the 27 of Georgia. That's 5 more yards. It's going to be 3rd down, just a shade more than a yard for the Blue Raiders.
Same exact play, use it up tempo, get the Dogs back on their heels a little bit. You found something that works, go do it again. Probably 2-down territory here for the Blue Raiders.
Stock still asking for the ball. Now he hesitates and looks to the sideline for the signal. We're right in front of the Georgia student section trying to rattle them, and they will rattle them. Blue Raiders will call a timeout.
They're first.
Middle Tennessee State calls a time with 6:24 remaining in half number 1. It's 7-0.
Restrictions apply. Limited to performance starter internet for new customers. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra and subject to change. After agreement, regular rates apply.
Back in the Larry Munson broadcast suite, brought to you by Piedmont Healthcare. 3rd down 1 for Middle Tennessee State. They're on the Georgia 27-yard line. Got to go to the 26 or just a shade inside it to get that first down. Stockstill back in the shotgun. 2 men in the backfield. Man in motion near side. They hand it off to Lee. Throw it back to Stockstill. We clobber him with DeAndre Baker. Flag down at the 29, far side of the field. They tried some trickery. Ty Lee came in from motion from the left side, took the handoff, and he threw it back to the quarterback, but there's a flag on the far side. Let's check that with referee David Smith.
Illegal formation on the offense. 5 players in the backfield. Penalty is declined. 4th down.
That was not a good play for Middle Tennessee State.
Boy, no, it wasn't. You're a third almost in inches there, but just the Middle Tennessee knowing how dominant the Dogs are up front, physically more gifted, didn't trust the ability just to go get a couple of yards in the run game. Tried the trickery. Great job by DeAndre Baker to stay at home and make that tackle.
Loss of 8 on that play, and now it's 4th down from the 35. 4th and 9, and Middle Tennessee State, without a whole lot of a kicking game, will go for it on 4th down from the Georgia 35-yard line. Shotgun snap to Stockstill. He plants, he throws. It's intercepted. Baker, far sideline at the 26. Baker up the sideline in front of the Middle Tennessee State bench. Across midfield, upended at the 44 of the Blue Raiders. 2 weeks and 2 picks for the preseason All-American DeAndre Baker. Brad Anderson made the tackle to save a possible touchdown run down the far sideline by the Georgia cornerback.
Boy, it doesn't get any easier than that for DeAndre Baker there. The Blue Raiders were in a stacked trips formation. Stockstill just tried to hit his receiver on a stop route, but Baker never, ever fazed or confused by that pattern at all. Was right there with waiting arms to make that pick.
They'll spot the ball at the Middle Tennessee State 49, so they bring it back a little bit. Georgia on offense, a chance for redemption after that last series, which wasn't very good for the Georgia offensive unit.
Now, probably the worst one that we've had all year. See if we can get back on the right track quickly here.
Dogs with 2 tight ends, 1 on each end flanking the line of scrimmage. Everybody in tight. Harrion, the lone setback, handoff. Harrion with a big hole, bounces out left. Harrion 45, 40, 35, 30, angling and juking. They catch him at the 29 and sling him back right there. They'll give him forward progress to the 28. Wesley Bush and Gregory Great, secondary men for the Blue Raiders, stop Harrion, but he picks up the Scana Energy first down.
We brought Tyler Simmons back in from his flanked out position, brought him into a wing position. Nice block on the edge.
21 yards for Harrion. He's running again near sideline. Flag behind the play. Might be another hold back at the 33. Harrion out of bounds near sideline at the 22-yard line. Chris Melton, the linebacker.
It's number 89. 10 yards from the previous spot. Replay, first down.
It's 2 holding penalties here in the first quarter. And that wipes out another positive run for the Dogs, so that'll back us up a little bit more. They got the tight end Charlie Werner on that one. Line of scrimmage will be the 38 now of Middle Tennessee State. Let's check in with Chuck on the sidelines. Cook's Pest Control Report. Chuck?
Yeah, Scott, last week the Dogs had 4 penalties in the first quarter for 47 yards. They finished the game 4 penalties, 47 yards. Need that again today.
Well, we're piling them up here in the first quarter. We throw a screen to the receiver, Hardman, out on the right edge. The blocking is struggling to keep their blocks, and Hardman makes the catch and struggles for yards. He picks up a couple to the 37. No, they're going to give him a little bit farther downfield. He got almost 4, close to the 33 of Middle Tennessee State. Tackled by Darrell Randolph, the cornerback, a senior from Pensacola, Florida. So the Dogs are looking at 2nd down now and 15 from the Blue Raider 33-yard line.
Boy, great play there by Randolph, able to fight through the block on that little bubble screen and get in on the tackle.
James Cook is in the backfield. Play fake from Fromm with time. He'll throw it to Cook on the near side. Cook in open space, 30, 25. They push him, and he tries to tightrope on the near sideline. Stepped out of bounds at the 21. He went on to go into the end zone. That's what the crowd thinks just happened, that we scored a touchdown. They strike up the band. He's out of bounds back at the 21.5.
Well, James Cook just on a little flare route there. He was the check down. Good job by Jake Fromm getting through his progression, quickly making the decision to get it out to the flat.
Gain of 12, almost, 13, let's call it. Ball just outside the 20. It was Darius Harris, the linebacker, their leading tackler, that pushed Cook out of bounds to save what turned into a score. What about 70,000 people in Sanford Stadium thought was a touchdown. Instead, it's 3rd down and 2 for the Dogs, and Georgia will have to call a timeout.
Yeah, play clock was going down pretty quick. Jake Fromm saw it.
Georgia, they're first.
Kirby Smart in the middle of the Georgia huddle.
From 3rd and 2 to 3rd and 7, but a little sloppy right now for the Dogs offensively. Good first drive of the game, and then marred by penalties here in the last 2 drives.
We're just a couple of inches away from the Massey-Ferguson red zone. Experience the compact utility tractors that will take you through the season strong. Massey-Ferguson. Dogs just outside the Blue Raider 20-yard line. Looking to get inside the Massey-Ferguson red zone on this play. 3rd and 2 for the Dogs. They're moving to our left towards the west end zone, leading at 7-0. Starting to get a little late here in the first quarter. Lamont Gilliard, center, up over the football, flanked by Kinley and Cleveland. Fromm's in the shotgun. They shift the tight end, Werner, from right to left. Holyfield shifts in the backfield. 2 receivers right and 1 to the left. On 3rd and 2, hand it to Holyfield. Sidesteps a man, straight ahead running. Inside the 15, down to the 10-yard line. Charlie Werner with the block that sprung Elijah Holyfield straight ahead. Gregory Great made the stop. That's a Scana Energy first down. Blue Raiders sent a man into the Georgia backfield, and all Holyfield did was sidestep him. And that was Chris Melton, who missed the tackle Z in the backfield. And the end result is a first down for the Dogs at the Middle Tennessee State 11, and they've got a player injured at the 5-yard line. It's one of the secondary men, Gregory Great, the free safety. He's down on the field.
Well, it was a good disguise there by the Blue Raiders. Jake actually thought that it was going to be cover 2. Went up, he made the check to the running play. Blue Raiders, right at the snap of the ball, went single safety, brought the linebacker that came shooting through the line of scrimmage free. And you're right, Holyfield, a tremendous sidestep there to avoid that initial tackle that would have been a tackle for loss, and then able to turn the Jets on and easily get the first down.
Elijah's dad, the champ, Evander Holyfield, in the crowd today, sitting just behind the left end zone. As Georgia's driving towards that end zone, hopefully for some points. We've got an injury timeout with 4:20 to go here in the first half. A Blue Raiders player, Greg Great, has been shaken up. The Champions for Charity game is on. Every time we win, Camp Twin Lakes, the Salvation Army, and Children's Healthcare of Atlanta will win, because Walton Gas will donate $1,000 to these local charities. And for every bowl game the Dogs win, Walton Gas will donate $5,000. Everyone's a winner with Walton Gas. And Great is up and flanked by the training staff of Middle Tennessee State, heads to the sidelines. So Georgia 1st and 10 from the Blue Raider 11-yard line. James Cook in the backfield for the Bulldogs. Play fake. Fromm going to roll to the right. He's got Ridley open, but he's going to go in the back of the end zone. There's Holloman. Touchdown. He caught it. He had Ridley open on the play at the 5. He was open, and then Holloman was open about 10 yards behind him. He was in the end zone, and that's the right choice. Jeremiah Holloman, a sophomore 6'2 receiver from Covington, Georgia, with the touchdown catch, and Georgia's up 13-0.
Boy, Blue Raiders caught no man's land there. There was a cornerback in between Ridley and Holloman. And a good job and good patience there by Jake Fromm, just waiting to see where the defender was going to commit. One little step up, and then he drilled it and stopped Holloman. Back shoulder in the end zone on that corner route.
Blankenship's point after try. The kick is up and high into the net. Splits the uprights. Georgia 14-0. That touchdown brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Low fares from Atlanta to over 90 destinations you love. So the Dogs survived. Well, they didn't survive. They had to kick it away after they started on their own 11-yard line. They had a short punt. They survived that defensively and ended up picking off Middle Tennessee State on a 4th down effort by DeAndre Baker. He returned it to the 49 of Middle Tennessee State. They go 49 yards in 5 plays. 11-yard touchdown strike from Fromm to Holloman is the scoring drive, and that's your Georgia Metals drive summary. From a doghouse to a dog's house, Georgia Metals has got you covered. 14-0. Dogs lead here with 4:02 to go in quarter number 1.
On paper, looks pretty good for the Dogs offensively. 139 yards. Jake Fromm, 5 for 5, 36 yards. You've got Holyfield, 77 yards on the ground already. But the penalty, something that this coaching staff, I'm sure, is not to their liking at the moment.
Rodrigo Blankenship booms another one deep. That one lands 8.5 yards deep in the end zone. The receivers run away from the ball. The referee, David Smith, blows the ball dead. It'll be a touchback. And Middle Tennessee State will try once again, 1st and 10 from their own 25. Nissan knows game day is all about the game-winning drive, so Rogue has available technologies that'll help make the day's best drive getting to the stadium. Nissan, proud supporter of college athletics. 1st and 10, MTSU on the 25-yard line, trailing now 14-0. Snap to Stockstill, the left-hander, slings it to the right side. Falling down and catching it is Patrick Smith, the senior receiver from Nashville, a 5-yard gain. 2nd and 5 on the near hash for the Blue Raiders as they move to our right. 2nd and 5 from their own 30.
Just quick hitches by all 4 receivers there for the Blue Raiders against a soft 3-deep zone. Easy pitch and catch.
Dogs with 3 linemen across the front line, on a hand on the ground, now a 4th as Walker puts his hand in the turf. They'll hand it off, they'll run it with Terrell West, smaller back than Mobley at 203, 5'10". He runs at left guard. Julian Rochester will stop the straight ahead run at the 38-yard line, but it's a gain of 8 and a 1st down for the Blue Raiders. They go fast, no huddle. Throw a screen to the receiver to the left, caught by Brad Anderson at the line of scrimmage, up the field for a handful to the 43, hit by Monty Rice and William Poole for the Dogs D. Ball's on the 43, that's 5 more yards. 2nd down and 5, and this time the Blue Raiders will huddle quickly.
Just short, quick passes right now from the Blue Raiders. They don't have confidence that they can block our boys up front for very long.
Run out of the pistol. Stockstill had a little bit of time. He play fakes, and he'll throw it to Wyndham to the right. C.J. Wyndham makes the catch. He's stopped by, no, it was incomplete, excuse me. Ball came out after he had it. Tyson Campbell was in coverage, so it's an incomplete pass, and we go back to the 43-yard line of Middle Tennessee State. 3rd down and 5 for the Blue Raiders. 2 receivers on the short side of the field to the left, 1 to the wide side right. Stockstill in the pistol. Now they're looking to the sideline for the play call. Play clock's at 12. The back shifts to the left. Stockstill asks for the ball. Play fake. Stands, pocket, slings it left side. Passes high over the intended target on the far sideline. Ty Lee jumped in the air, couldn't get a hand on it. It's incomplete. Reed and LeCount were in coverage on the far side for the Dogs defense. And Middle Tennessee State will have to punt it away. It'll be 4th down and 5 for the Blue Raiders from their own 43.
And Stockstill there initially wanted to go to a couple of inside slants, had pressure on him from Richardson that forced him to get rid of that football a little sooner than he wanted to. He had Ty Lee on the sideline, but Stockstill a little bit jittery in the pocket right now.
Daniel Sargent is the new punter for Middle Tennessee State. No, it's Bonadies. Excuse me, Bonadies was punting it. Sargent was the snapper. And the ball rolls down inside the 10-yard line. 52-yard punt down to the 6. And Bonadies gets a lot of bounce and roll on his kicks, and he's kicked Georgia into a hole again. And the Dogs will have to try to drive out of it if they want points on this possession. They lead it 14-0 with 2:31 to go here in quarter number 1.
Kirby Smart hot right now on the sideline with Mecole Hardman. Wanted him to come up and actually field that football, which would have saved us probably 20 yards at field position.
Wind starting to kick up here at Sanford Stadium, blowing in from the west and swirling in the stadium. And this will be Justin Fields in the ballgame at quarterback now. From the 6, handoff Holyfield. And Elijah drives hard straight ahead across the 10, pushes his way forward to about the 13-yard line. That was a good finishing touch by Holyfield. A strong run with men on his back, driving across the 10 up to the 13. He got 7 yards.
Holyfield really starting to establish himself as a difference maker here in the Georgia backfield. His strength, his power, his speed, vision, all of it very sharp early in this season.
84 yards rushing for Holyfield. That's a career best now. Play fake. Fields going to roll to the right. Short pass to the tight end Nauta on the run, right flat. Nauta makes the catch up across the 20, the 25, the 30, and chased down at the 32-yard line, far sideline by Gregory Great, the free safety. Nice running play. Fields on the play fake and the roll to the right, and he hit Nauta, who caught it in stride and up to the 32-yard line for almost 20 yards on the play. It's a 1st down for the Bulldogs up to the 32.
Boy, when you can run the football effectively, play action is so impactful. Just off of that simple little fake that was going to go off, tackle to the left, it sucked in all of the Blue Raider defense.
3 receiver set for the Dogs here. Tight end as a wing on the left. Now Warner slides in motion to the right. Holyfield in the backfield. He'll take the ball from Fields. Angle to the right. He's flipped head over heels at the 35-yard line. He tried to leap over a man. Hudson caught his legs and flipped him in the air. And he'll be down at the 36. The gain is 4 the hard way for Elijah Holyfield, who'll come out of the ball game. And we'll see who subs in now for the Dogs as they may go. No, Holyfield will stay in. He started to head to the sidelines. He trots back onto the field. Dogs going no huddle. We've got Ridley out wide to the right, along with Warner in the slot, and then 2 men to the near side, the tight end Nauta, and then Terry Godwin. Fields is the quarterback for the Dogs. There's the snap in the shotgun. Fields on the 29, hesitating, now looking, not running, throwing deep. He's got Godwin breaking open, and Terry has it bounce off his hands into the air, and almost an interception on the tip by Gladney, but he was not able to catch it for Middle Tennessee State. Randolph was in coverage on Godwin. He had to slow down a little bit as Fields' ball was a little bit behind the receiver. Now let's check a flag on the far sideline at the 42-yard line.
Ineligible receiver downfield, number 66 on the offense. That penalty is declined. 3rd down.
Just an incomplete pass. Fields, I think, initially his instinct was telling him to pull that ball down and take off running, but he stayed with it, stayed in the pocket, extended the play, and then almost got it to Terry Godwin on a long gain.
Yeah, initially Fields wanted to go up top to the short side of the field. His initial couple of reads weren't there. You could see he's still not comfortable yet getting to that 3rd and 4th option the way you see Jake Fromm do it so oftenly. Pulled it down and maybe caught him by surprise a little bit.
Now Justin will pull it down and run on 3rd down. He tries to change directions on the near side at the 40. Goes back towards the hash mark and up to the 44-yard line. And he got the 1st down with some great effort there at the end. Took a pretty good lick at the 44. Khalil Brooks, one of the guys that hit him. But Fields churns out the 1st down with his feet. That's brought to you by Scana Energy. Dogs 1st and 10 at the 44, and that may be the last play of the quarter, and it is.
We're just so big and so strong for Fields. He got hit about 2 yards behind the 1st down marker, but with that strength, able to get past the chains.
Fields with about an 8-yard run there for the 1st down. We go to quarter number 2. Timeout at Sanford Stadium. Dogs lead Middle Tennessee State with the wind churning 14-0 here on the Bulldogs Sports Network.
You know the sound.
Quarter, the Dogs averaged almost 9 yards per play. Middle Tennessee State less than 2.5. And on the ground, 9 yards a carry for the Dogs in that 1st quarter. And not near that for Middle Tennessee State.
No, not even close to that. Elijah Holyfield leading the way. 6 rushing attempts, already 87 yards. He's averaging 14.5 per tote.
Comcast Business scoreboard. Early 2nd quarter, Clemson and Georgia Southern are scoreless just up the road and across the state line. Handoff on the end around to Tyler Simmons. He cuts inside at the 50, to the 40, to the 30, breaks away, 20, 10, will he go? Yeah! You bet he will. Touchdown, Tyler Simmons. He was onside, and he's in the end zone.
Boy, we saw D-Rob do that in the 1st game of the year. Same exact play, little jet sweep. This time, there were a few defenders in the way. Tyler Simmons able to break one tackle, a great stiff arm to knock away another Blue Raider, and then he turns on the Jets.
He broke away from Cordell Hudson and Wesley Bush in the secondary for the long touchdown run, brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Slow fares from Atlanta to over 90 destinations you love. Blankenship to try the point after. First play of the 2nd quarter. A stand-up in Sanford Stadium play. Everybody on their feet after that run by Simmons. The kick is in the air from Blankenship, and it's good. 56 yards on the touchdown run by Tyler Simmons. That seems to be a pretty good working play for the Dogs. Robinson scored a touchdown earlier this year on that play, and now Simmons has. It's 21-0. Dogs leading Middle Tennessee State 2nd quarter. Timeout, back after the... We're we're back with you in the Piedmont Healthcare radio booth here at Sanford Stadium. Dogs 21-0 lead here early second quarter. Let's check in with Chuck on the Cooks Pest Control sideline. Chuck?
Yeah, guys, I had a chance to talk to Tyler Simmons this past week. I said, what do you want people to know about you? First thing out of his mouth, he said, well, I was onside. But then after that, he said, I take pride in my downfield blocking. And guys, with that stiff arm he threw, looked like he was doing his own downfield blocking.
He got a little bit of candy for all his work. Last week he had some key blocks on scoring plays for the Dogs. This time he gets the ball in his hands and he takes it the distance. Here's Blankenship's kick, and this one will sail a little bit shorter, but into the end zone, about 4.5, 5 yards deep. Middle Tennessee State will take the touchback. Let's check a flag on Georgia's end of the field. Dropped at the 39-yard line first. That's usually an indicator that somebody was offside. Hopefully it wasn't Tyler.
Offside on the kicking team, number 2. 5-yard penalty will be added to the end of the kick. First down.
So Middle Tennessee State will start from the 30. Dogs went 94 yards on that last drive in 6 plays. 56-yard touchdown run by Tyler Simmons. That's the Georgia Metals drive summary. From a doghouse to a dog's house, Georgia Metals has got you covered. Blue Raiders on their own 30 after another penalty on the Dogs, the 5-yard variety. Stockstill back in the shotgun to take the snap and run it straight up the gut. And he'll get 5 yards, maybe a little bit more. Gets in there behind his center, Josh Fannin from Houston, Georgia, and pushes straight up the gut for 6 yards to the 36.
It's the second longest run for the Blue Raiders on the afternoon.
Yeah, they have not been able to run the football much. It's 16 yards prior to that carry. Barnett and Carter on the stop for the Dogs defense as Georgia's got some reserves in the ball game here in the first half. This will be a pass to Anderson on the near sideline. Anderson catches it in front of the Georgia bench, steps out of bounds at the 42. That's a gain of 6 and a first down for the Blue Raiders as they go no huddle and quickly move up to the line of scrimmage. Handoff to West, Terrell West, diagonally behind the back of the center and the left guard to the near side to the 50. Richard LeCount pulling him down for the Georgia D, but 8 yards. Second down and 2 for Middle Tennessee State. They go quickly. They throw it out to the right side. We defense it well on the catch made by Patrick Smith in the right flat. We make the stop with William Poole around the legs. The tackle is made just across midfield at the 50-yard line. The gain is minimal. It'll be third down and about 1.5 yards.
Great recognition there by William Poole. A little bubble screen to the outside. Poole sees it immediately, able to avoid the blocker, and a fantastic open field tackle.
Third down, 1 yard and some change for Middle Tennessee State just across the 50-yard line. Direct snap. They go to West on the direct snap as the quarterback just kind of ran out of the way. Terrell West takes it and runs to the right for the first down. Walter Grant, Tyson Campbell on the tackle. He didn't get a lot, but he got enough for the first down to keep the possession moving. Ball at the 47, so he got about 2.5, almost 3 yards. They're in Georgia territory, just inside the Dogs' 47-yard line. First and 10 there, trailing 21-0, but moving quickly. Hand it to West again. He finds a little seam there as he runs it down the far hash mark to the left. Inside the Dog 40 to the 39. Monty Rice and Jawan Taylor, the linebackers, make the hit for the Dogs defense. But 8 more yards. They're gashing us now on this possession. Second down 2. Play fake and a throw to Anderson on the near side with blocking. He lost the ball. It's out. Picked up by Georgia at the 22-yard line. LeCount has it. Looking for running room back the other way. He'll be stopped shy of the 30. Middle Tennessee State was moving rapidly. West coughed it up. LeCount picked it up. It's the Dogs' ball going the other way.
Fortunate break there for the Dogs. Another just little quick bubble screen to the outside. Not a huge hit, but hands and helmets on the football. LeCount in the right spot to scoop it up and then get a little bit. But you're right, the Raiders were moving it for the first time today, but the opportunistic Dogs scoop it back.
Couple of turnovers here in this first half for Middle Tennessee State. They had the same kind of problems when they lost their season opener at Vanderbilt a couple of weeks ago. They turned it over in key situations, ended up losing 35-7. Here's the Dogs, first and 10 on our own 29. Jake Fromm back in at quarterback, out of the eye. Toss it back to Harrion with the tight end blocking as the fullback. Harrion tumbled down after a nice gain of 7 or 8. at the 37-yard line. Great, the free safety, making a lot of tackles, was shaken up in the first quarter, but back at it now for Middle Tennessee State. He makes another stop at the 37-yard line, and that's a gain of 8 for the Bulldogs.
And great having to make a lot of tackles right now in the running game for Georgia, getting to the second level with ease.
Fromm, empty set, 3 receivers left, 2 to the right. Fromm will throw to the left, screen to Hardman. Hardman with people blocking, makes the catch, gets to the sideline to the 42, tries to sneak out of bounds there. Mecole makes another grab, and the new line of scrimmage will be the 44-yard line. Khalil Brooks, a linebacker from Atlanta, made the tackle for Middle Tennessee State. Up to the 44, and the gain was 7 on that throw to Hardman.
Dogs go empty set there, force off coverage in the slot. We had trips formation with Mecole in the inside position. Nobody on him, easy pitch and catch.
Fromm all day to throw. Gets it to Godwin on the far side. He extends the hands. It lands in his palms. He gets out of bounds around the 47 or 48-yard line. No, it's incomplete. He was juggling it. He didn't secure it before he got out of bounds. So it's an incomplete pass. And the ball back to the 44-yard line. Second down and 10 for the Dogs.
Fromm a little bit late delivering that ball to Godwin. Looked like he was going to try to force that thing downfield, then came back down to Godwin and allowed the coverage to close. Still should have been a completed pass, but just a little late.
Holyfield in the backfield. He'll get the give and drives inside, breaking tackles along the way as he runs up the far hash mark to the right. Khalil Brooks finally gets him on the turf in Blue Raider territory at the 45-yard line, but a good hard inside between the tackles run of 11 yards for Elijah Holyfield as he nears his first 100-yard effort in his career, and it's coming here in half number 1.
Boy, he's just so strong. 3 or 4 Blue Raiders just falling off of him.
Dogs first and 10 at the Middle Tennessee State 45. Fromm in the pocket, just dumps it off. Holyfield drops it behind the line of scrimmage. It was a short 4 or 5 foot pass. Fromm with his safety as the pocket was being squeezed, just dumped it off to Holyfield, who was diagonally in front of him to the right, and Elijah fumbled it and dropped it, and it's an incomplete pass behind the line. It'll be second and 10.
Well, Holyfield was in protection initially there, had nobody to block, so just got out a little bit late. It was kind of an awkward delivery from Fromm for Holyfield to actually catch that one.
So second and 10, they'll try something fresh. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left for the Dogs. We work on the far hash, moving right. We'll throw it to Hardman with a blocker. Man dives at his feet, comes up empty. They grab him around the 41-yard line as Hardman has made the catch. They twist him out of bounds on the Georgia sideline. There was a flag at the 46-yard line. Darrell Randolph is the man that made the stop for Middle Tennessee State. Might be another penalty on the Dogs as we tried to block a little wide receiver screen on the near side. David Smith is the referee.
Illegal blocking the back, number 2 on the offense. Penalty is 10 yards from the previous spot. Replay, second down.
It's still early in the year is all I can say about that call for the refs too.
Okay. They called Jason Stanley for that. He said number 2, but
I think Jason Stanley may have gotten a finger, maybe 1 finger.
Ball back to our 45 now. And it'll be second and long, second and 20 for the Dogs. On the Georgia 45-yard line, James Cook, the speedy James Cook from Miami, Florida. Freshman checks into the ball game in the backfield. Holloman in motion across the formation left. Fromm wants to throw. Everybody goes out. We dump it over the line. Caught by the tight end, Charlie Werner, just shy of midfield. Hit there immediately by the strong safety Wesley Bush, a senior from Macon, Mississippi. And Werner unable to run after the catch. Only got about 4 yards. It'll be third down and about 16 still to go for a first down.
Well, that may have just been a side adjust. Middle Tennessee brought linebacker pressure there. The side adjust on that play is going to be the tight end coming across the middle on a shallow cross.
Fromm wants to throw, hesitates in the pocket, twists away from a possible sack, and then is covered up by 2 rushers after he got away from the first guy back at the 45, going to lose 4 yards. Jordan Ferguson, a defensive tackle, and Bush, the safety, up to make the stop. They get the sack on Fromm. I thought he was going to slip out that left side of the pocket, but unable to keep his feet and get away, and the Dogs will have to kick it away on 4th down and long from their own 45.
Blue Raiders again brought pressure. We had it protected, though, but the pocket just collapsed on top of Fromm. Really nowhere for him to go, and coverage pretty solid down the field.
So here's Jake Camarda, the freshman from Norcross, to kick it away. Line drive, beautiful long spiral, going to land on the 1, bounce in the end zone for the touchback. Not a lot of hang time, but good-looking kick. A lot of distance on it, 55 yards, but we'll give up 20 on the net because it went into the end zone for the touchback. 8:56 to go, second quarter. It's Georgia 21, Middle Tennessee State nothing. Back after this on the Bulldogs Sports Network.
Coach Kirby Smart here. Today's broadcast is live from the Piedmont Healthcare radio booth.
Yes, we are. The Dogs lead at 21-0. Let's pause. Station identification here on the Bulldogs Sports Network. On the Comcast Business scoreboard, Pitt with a 14-0 lead over Georgia Tech in quarter number 1. Middle Tennessee State with a football after the touchback on their own 20. Patrick Smith, the intended target of Brent Stockstill. The pass is incomplete to the right. It'll be 2nd down and 10 from the 20. Dogs controlling everything about this ball game, just making some mistakes to prevent it from being worse. 8:53 to go, second quarter. They will hand it off to West. West tackled around the legs by Tyler Clark, who penetrated that line and got in the backfield. And Ledbetter finished off the tackle at the 20-yard line. West just barely got back to the line of scrimmage. Clark blew up the play with a good upfield penetration.
Yeah, better job there by the Dogs up front. Getting penetration, getting into the backfield, disrupting the timing of that running play. That last series, Dogs were on skates a little bit. Good to see that corrected quickly.
Just a smidge across their own 20. Middle Tennessee State with a 3rd down and 9. 10 seconds on the play clock. Stockstill looks left and looks right. Now he's set. One man in the backfield. Now he has to ask for time. He turns to referee David Smith and says timeout.
Timeout. Middle Tennessee. They're second.
8:15 to go, second quarter. Georgia 21. Blue Raiders zilch. And we'll take a timeout. Back for more Bulldogs football after this on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network.
This is Kirby Smart, head coach of the Georgia Bulldogs. The game of football requires serious discipline, remarkable talent, and a ton of effort every day. It's
Troy with a little more than 7 minutes to play in the first half there. Long way to go, but the Trojans of Troy with the early lead on the road. Middle Tennessee State, 3rd down and a long 9 from just across their own 20-yard line. Looking at another 3rd down opportunity here. They are 1 for 4 here in the first half on 3rd down conversion tries. Snap to Stockstill. The left-hander slings it to the right side of the field. It's caught on the sideline by C.J. Wyndham, and he's hit immediately by Tyson Campbell. It's going to be short of the first down. The gain is up to the 26-yard line. He got 6 yards on the play, but it's punt time for the Blue Raiders once again. And here comes Matt Bonadies out of Buford, Georgia, to kick it away.
Just a quick out there by Wyndham. The Blue Raiders staying pretty consistent, getting the football out of Stockstill's hands, so everything is thrown before the chains. Dogs doing a really nice job being sure in their tackling as they're coming up and making initial contact.
Mecole Hardman, the deep man for Georgia, to take Bonadies' kick, and here it comes. Floating spiral, spinning down to the 30. Hardman makes the catch straight ahead, 35-40, rips away from a tackler, 50, into open field, 40, one man to beat, he cuts behind him, 20, he's going to go, 5, touchdown! Mecole Hardman just took it to the end zone on the punt return for the Dogs.
Boy, it's one electrifying moment after the next for Mecole Hardman. As soon as he caught that one and broke the initial wave of defenders and found some footing, he gets in the open field. You're just going to look foolish. You stand no chance.
Middle Tennessee State with a man hobbling off on 1 foot, injured on the play. Dogs getting ready for the point after try. That's Reuben Garnett, who was injured. I don't know if that had anything to do with Hardman's run. And now, hang on just a second. The referees are motioning for something down on the right end of the field as Hardman's punt return has jacked Georgia's lead to 27-0. And the point after try from Rodrigo Blankenship is on the way. I'm not sure what the officials were doing. I don't think they needed a football. Point after try is good by Blankenship. Hardman's touchdown brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Low fares from Atlanta to over 90 destinations you love. The punt return was 70 yards by the speedster from Bowman, Georgia. Mecole Hardman's touchdown run makes it 28-0. Dogs leading. Timeout here in the second quarter as we return for more Bulldogs football.
Better parts, better prices every day. Limits apply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Georgia Power brings the energy for every game day into your community too. Visit georgiapower.com/sports to learn more. Mecole Hardman's 70-yard touchdown punt return, his first in his career. First of many, hopefully, for Mecole Hardman. A one-play 70-yard punt return score is your Georgia Metals drive summary. From a doghouse to a dog's house, Georgia Metals has got you covered. Blankenship's kickoff sails once again into the end zone for the touchback. And as the sun comes out from behind the clouds, bright sunshine bathing the field here at Sanford Stadium. Georgia 28-0 lead over Middle Tennessee State with 7:19 to go here in half number one. And stay tuned for the AMCO Transmissions halftime report with Neil Hondo Williamson. That's coming up in just a little bit. Presented by the AMCO Transmission Centers of Metro Atlanta. Stockstill will throw from the 25. He'll sling it up to the 30-yard line, right side of the field to Patrick Smith. It's caught there, and Richard LeCount, Natrez Patrick on the stop for the Georgia defense. The gain is 5 up to the 30.
Another just quick completion. As a matter of fact, Middle Tennessee's longest reception today, 7 yards.
Yikes. They throw to Smith again, wide receiver screen on the right side. He cuts behind the block up the sideline. One of their longer gains of the day.
I just jinxed us.
LeCount chasing Smith out of bounds at the 42-yard line. Looks like where they'll spot the football. A gain of 12. And the Blue Raiders quickly up to the line, ready to go as they work no huddle offensively. Stockstill handoff to Terrell West. Cuts up behind center and wrapped up around the legs by Robert Beal, the linebacker, and Jawan Taylor, the linebacker. And the run right up the far hash, moving to the left, covers 4 yards to the 46-yard line. Second down and 6 for Middle Tennessee State. One man in the backfield, 3 receivers left, and 1 to the right. Stockstill with a hard count. Got one of our linebackers rushing up into the gap. Now Monty Rice backs up a little bit. Defense shifts around. Stockstill resets. 8 seconds on the play clock. There's the snap, a little high. The lefty's going to float one towards the sideline. Almost caught over the shoulder by Richard LeCount. He dropped it, but he was well out of bounds anyway. C.J. Wyndham was the target, but Stockstill Z just floated it out of bounds on that far sideline. He didn't really have a pass play.
Well, he didn't, because Tyson Campbell was all over Wyndham there. We played a little two-man. We were going to bring pressure initially. We got caught on the hard count. Checked out of that, just went straight two-man and probably caught Middle Tennessee a little off guard.
3rd and 6 for the Blue Raiders from their own 46-yard line. They're down 28-0. Stockstill surveys the scene. Quarterback senior from Murfreesboro for Middle Tennessee State. There's the snap. He'll hand it off, and they will run it on 3rd down. Brad Anderson taking the handoff, running around the right end. Hit by Tyson Campbell, the freshman cornerback, and Malik Herring, a sophomore lineman, at the Georgia 48-yard line. And Anderson's run is enough for a first down, a gain of 6.
Just a little inside counter there by MTSU. Plenty of running room.
Ball's on the 47.
Time
now
out.
The officials
Georgia.
will
second.
stop the play as you hear referee
This will
David
be a 30-second timeout.
Georgia uses a 30-second timeout here to come in and listen to their head coach kind of re-emphasize the process.
That's exactly what he is in the middle of that huddle right now, looking at every
He's really
single
emphasizing
man.
the process.
There's no doubt about that.
And that may continue in about 5 minutes and 26 seconds once we get into the locker room at halftime, although Georgia is up 28-0. Bulldog fans, whether your favorite seat is right over the 50-yard line or comes with a bird's eye view, head to StubHub and grab 100% verified tickets so you know you'll get in. StubHub's been getting fans into the game for over 17 years and is the official fan-to-fan ticket marketplace of the Georgia Bulldogs. StubHub, be there. All right, we're ready to go after the 30-second Bulldog timeout. Middle Tennessee State on the far hash, moving left as we view it at the 47. They'll hand it off to Anderson again. Anderson running behind blockers on the left side of the line of scrimmage, up the hash mark to the Georgia 42-yard line.
Dogs came out of that timeout a man short, only had 10 guys on the field. Julian Rochester having to trot onto the field there late. It is right where Middle Tennessee ran the football.
Comcast Business scoreboard, Troy 17-0 on Nebraska now in the second quarter. Tennessee leading UTEP 10-0. They are getting late in the half in Knoxville. Blue Raiders keep it on the ground. This time we stuff them at the line of scrimmage as Terrell West tried to run it and bounce out to the left. He kept going down the line of scrimmage and he kept seeing red jerseys there. Rochester and Brenton Cox and Baker all stretching it out for the Dogs. No gain on the play. Ball's on the 41. He may have got a couple of inches, but it's 3rd down and 4 for Middle Tennessee State. Ball on the Georgia 41. 28-0. Dogs lead it. 4:35 to go in the first half. Stockstill, the quarterback, looks to the sidelines to his right, takes the snap, slings it to the right to Patrick Smith. He got a block. Smith 30, 20, 10. Nobody will catch him. Touchdown. He creased our defense on the far side, got one block, and that's all it took. As Patrick Smith goes 41 yards on that pass play, and Middle Tennessee State is on the board for the first time, and Georgia gives up points at home for the first time this season on that play.
Well, just a bubble screen to the outside. We looked a little confused in our defensive alignment, and J.R. Reed, his angle coming from the safety position far too inside there. A couple of good blocks by Raider receivers on the outside to spring that play, and then the angle taken by Reed left us no chance.
Stockstill with the touchdown pass, and Cruz Holt with the point after to make it 28-7, and that is career touchdown pass number 84 for Brent Stockstill. That tells you he's been around a pretty good while as he approaches 10,000 career yards passing. Not today, but in his career. 28-7 as Middle Tennessee State goes 75 yards in 8 plays.
And if Kirby was hot before when he called that timeout, he is going to be livid stepping into the locker room at halftime.
Yeah, we called the timeout, and then we came out with only 10 guys.
That's right.
Then we give up a touchdown, a long play.
Where we were confused in alignment at the snap of the football.
So Z has summed it up for you, what the locker room talk will be like at the half on that one possession. A lot went wrong for the Dogs, but they still lead by 3 touchdowns with 4:21 to go first half. Scana Energy is a proud partner of the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network. For every touchdown the Bulldogs score, Scana Energy will make a $500 donation to the University of Georgia General Scholarship Fund. And this will be Bonadies walking it off and getting ready to kick it away for the second time in the ball game. Kicking from right to left, he'll squib it. It bounces high at the 50. High bounce and roll, fielded by Werner at the 24. He turns and runs. He's hit once at the 25. Still upright, now falling forward to the 26. So they took the speed receivers out of the mix. And maybe kicking into the wind, maybe didn't feel confident to get it through the end zone. Though they squibbed it, whether by design or not. Georgia has the ball at the 26-yard line. And time to go and time to get more points. 4:15 to play here in the second quarter.
Jake Fromm, 7 out of 9, only 47 yards on the afternoon. Again, very efficient, 195 quarterback rating.
Fromm's in there under center, and our right tight end moves. Isaac Nauta
on the offense.
took off early.
First down.
Another penalty for the Dogs. That is our 6th of the half. 49 yards. That's what's keeping this from being a 35 or 42-7 game.
Yeah, just sloppy. We're dominating on the stat sheet, and outside of that last possession by the Blue Raiders, we played decently defensively, just sloppy so far.
So from the 25, deep ball from caught up high by Holloman, twisting down to the 15-yard line. Jeremiah Holloman had a step on his man. He beat Cordell Hudson. He reached those long arms up on that 6'2" body and pulled in the ball. Hudson hanging on, was able to get Holloman down around the 19-yard line.
Boy, and a great job by the Georgia offensive line. That play took a long time to develop, and Jake Fromm stood back there like a statue surveying the field.
He's down to the 14, correction, 1st and 10 there, and Fromm up under center. Man comes in motion left side. We'll keep it on the ground. Cook takes the handoff. Not a lot of space there at the 15-yard line as the Dogs snap the ball inside the Massey-Ferguson red zone on that long pass play to Jeremiah Holloman that covered 65 yards through the air and on the ground. And the Dogs quickly in a scoring situation.
Dogs just got beat quick inside on that last running play. Somebody shot inside the inside shoulder of Cade Mays to blow that one up.
Lost about 6 inches on that run by Cook, and Holyfield's back in the ball game now. Simmons in motion left, hand it to Elijah Holyfield. Runs straight, now sidesteps and moves to the right. Tried to bounce outside at right tackle, but he's caught by Khalil Brooks, a linebacker, and Cordell Hudson, the corner, on the right edge for not much gain, maybe 3 to the 13-12 make it. Let's call it the 12-yard line, so he did get 3. And now it'll be 3rd down and 7 with 2:36 to go and the clock moving. Dogs moving to the right. Bright sunshine here in Athens. 3 receivers to the left side, 1 to the right. We work on the near hash, moving to the right. Bring a man in motion. That's Crumpton now back the other way. Fromm will throw it far corner to Ridley. Makes the catch. Was he inbounds? Yes! Left edge, the side of the end zone. Riley Ridley made the catch. Said the official right on the play, standing at the pylon. Touchdown, Georgia.
What great route there by Ridley. Just a takeoff from the 12-yard line. Fromm got it out of his hands early, but Ridley giving enough space for Fromm to drop that ball right on the sideline.
The corner and Ridley went into the redcoat band standing there ready to come on at halftime, right in front of the hedge as the play ended. It looked very tight on that sideline. Did he get the foot down? He did indeed. Got 1 foot in as we look at the replay. Game keeps moving. Dogs add 6 more and try to make it 7 with Rodrigo Blankenship. Point after try. Nick Moore to snap. Jake Camarda to hold. Hot Rod to kick, up and good. The streak continues on his extra points. The pink slippers are doing him right today. That touchdown by Ridley brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Low fares from Atlanta to over 90 destinations you love. The drive was 74 yards, and it was fast. 2 minutes and 1 second. 4 plays, 74 yards, 12-yard touchdown pass to Riley Ridley. The big chunk of it was that long pass play to Jeremiah Holloman. What was that, 60-something yards? 60 yards or in that vicinity on that long pass play to set up the score. That's your Georgia Metals drive summary. From a doghouse to a dog's house, Georgia Metals has got you covered. It's 35-7 now. Georgia reaffirming command here in half number 1 with 2:14 to go in quarter number 2. If you know someone who makes an impact on their community, Team UGA, presented by Georgia Power, is now accepting nominations for members who demonstrate an unselfish, giving attitude. That's the UGA part. Submit your nominations at georgiadogs.com. Blankenship to kick it away. Ty Lee, the deep receiver, stands on the goal line. Blankenship's kick almost hit the hedge to the right behind the end zone. Lee didn't even look up in the air, like a outfielder walking away from a long home run ball. He just walked towards the sideline, and that ball went screaming over his head into the hedge for another touchback from Rodrigo Blankenship. Boy, he's doing some good work. 2:14 to go in the half, and Georgia is up 35-7. Middle Tennessee State with the football. They'll start at their own 25-yard line.
This might be the best thing that could happen to this defensive unit. Get one more chance to get out on the field to redeem themselves before the halftime talk.
Stockstill hit as he lets the ball go. He looked to the right, slings it back to the left, and connects with Ty Lee. And Clark makes the tackle for the Dogs on Ty Lee just across the line of scrimmage at the 26, out around the numbers. So Clark covering a lot of ground there. The gain is 1, and it'll be 2nd down and 9. Clock moving inside, 1:50 to go in the half. Georgia leading by 28 points over the Blue Raiders in the second clash ever between these two programs. Stockstill takes the snap, runs to the right, being chased by DeAndre Walker, and the quarterback will let it fly over the Blue Raiders bench, intentionally getting rid of the ball and throwing it out of bounds.
Juwan Taylor was on a beeline right for Stockstill there. Blue Raiders move that out. DeAndre Walker also in. Jonathan Ledbetter in on some pressure as well. The Blue Raiders tried to move the pocket for Stockstill, I'm sorry, and then just run a little flat corner combination. Dogs had it covered up extremely well.
93 seconds to go in the half. Ball on the Blue Raider 26-yard line. 3rd and 9 on the way. 1 for 5 on 3rd down tries for Middle Tennessee State. They'll run it with West. Terrell West, 5'10", 203 from Pinson,
Georgia.
Alabama, runs it straight.
Their 3rd and final timeout
across
of the
the
half.
30 to the 32-yard line.
This will be a 30-second timeout.
Dragged down by Tyler Clark, the junior tackle. It's short of the 1st down. Georgia uses the timeout as they anticipate getting the ball back on a punt coming up by Middle Tennessee State. And with 1:28, there's time to do some more work, get some more points. We'll see how it goes.
As soon as you put number 4 back there catching a punch, you can get points quick.
Yes, we saw that a little while ago with a 70-yard punt return by Miko Hardman today for a touchdown. Georgia's had a lot of big plays, in the passing game and in that punt return, obviously the biggest of all.
Yeah, and it's what's turning this game so far upside down. It is those explosive plays that we've had in a sloppy first half. When you just look at the mental discipline, some of the penalties that we've had, a couple of blown coverages on the defensive side of the football, not aligning right, not getting enough guys on the field. All in all, those explosive plays make it up for it.
Matt Bonadies gets his foot into one here. Hardman, the catch at the 21, straight up the field again. Across the 30, breaks the tackle at the 35, hops over a body at the 39. They hit him at the 41. Another good return by Miko Hardman. He didn't mess around with that side-to-side stuff. He just goes right up the gut, and it works up to the 41-yard line. Georgia will have the ball there with 1:17 to go. It was a 47-yard punt negated by a 19-yard return, and the Dogs are in good shape at their own 41 with time to burn here and leading it 35-7.
Good situational football here. Exactly what the Dogs wanted to see. Get into your 2-minute offense and see if you can do some damage.
1st and 10 Dogs on our 41. Fromm in the shotgun, 2 receivers to each side. Fromm with time in the pocket will throw it left, caught by Nauta, the tight end, hugging the far sideline at the 45, hit low around the knees by Randolph, who makes the tackle. The gain is 4. It'll be 2nd and 6. Dogs go no huddle with 1:03 to go, and the Blue Raiders want to stop the clock.
Timeout.
Georgia was just snapping the football, so timeout Middle
Their 3rd
Tennessee
and final
State.
timeout in the first half. This will be a 30-second timeout.
62 seconds to go here in the second quarter. The Dogs trying to move quickly and get some more points before halftime.
The Dogs no timeout, so they're going to have to move the chains here to get any kind of temporary stoppage on the clock. But no doubt the Dogs right now thinking about 6 more points.
Better buckle up because SiriusXM is 0 to everything in 150 channels. You get commercial-free music, entertainment, comedy, news, and, of course, coverage of every major sport, including the Georgia Bulldogs. So thank you if you're listening to our broadcast on satellite today. Tune in and let's ride. 1:02 to go. in the second quarter. Second down 6 for the Dogs from our 45-yard line. Moving to the right, we get Justin Fields in the ball game at quarterback. Fields in the pocket, pulls it down. He will run. He's got a big lineman chasing him, cuts off a block of Harrion into Blue Raider territory. Hit as he goes down at the 47. His helmet comes off, and he'll have to come out of the game in a hurry. And Fromm quickly back in. Darius Harris making the hit for the Blue Raiders at the Middle Tennessee State 47. The gain was 8 on the scramble by Justin Fields. 53 seconds remain on the clock. And now the head linesman.
The previous play is under further review. Ruling on the field was a first down to Georgia.
Well, this is our first review of the afternoon.
Yeah, and I think that he got the first down pretty easily. We're trying to catch a replay right now.
I think they're going to maybe check for targeting. I was like you, Z. I thought they were going to check for the spot. But Fromm, as he was going down, or rather Fields, was hit in the back up around the shoulders. And they're looking to see if that came in, led by the crown of the helmet. So this play is under review. They may be checking for targeting, and this review is brought to you by Barbasol. Bulldog fans, Barbasol is offering you a chance to score big when you join the new Barbasol Shave Club. Grab your premium starter kit for just $6.99 today with the code FOOTBALL at Barbasol.com. Game on. Fields was being tackled by Darius Harris, and he was almost to the turf when he was hit just before he hit the grass by Khalil Brooks, a junior linebacker from Atlanta. And this is the play that's being reviewed by our replay official here in the booth and the collaborative group back at SEC headquarters in Birmingham. Dogs have run for 202 yards on the ground here in this first half thus far. 350 total yards, 164 for Middle Tennessee
After further
State.
review, there was a targeting foul on the play. Number 6 on the defense. That penalty is 15 yards from the end of the run. Number 6 is disqualified. Number 1 does not have to leave the game.
There you go. Explained very well by referee David Smith. Number 6 for Middle Tennessee State is Khalil Brooks as he jogs towards the visiting locker room in front of the student section. They boo him soundly over there. He's got the little escort as they jog into the locker room. He's done for the afternoon on the targeting call. The penalty on Middle Tennessee State moves the Dogs down to the 32-yard line. And you heard him say Fields did not have to leave the ball game. He lost his helmet, so he will not. He'll stay in there at quarterback. 3 receivers to the left. Justin in the shotgun will take it, throw a wobbler over the middle. It's caught by the tight end Nauta at the 21 and hit low there. Randolph leading the way for the MTSU defense. Down to the 20, pickup of 12. First down quickly for the Bulldogs.
Good job by Nauta getting past the chains there.
36 seconds, clock ticking. Fields, another quick throw, and out to Mecole Hardman. Catches it at the 15, tiptoes out of bounds right there to stop the clock. And the Dogs move into the Massey-Ferguson red zone. Experience the compact utility tractors that will take you through the season strong. Massey-Ferguson, Dogs second and 5 at the 15-yard line of Middle Tennessee State with 30 seconds remaining in the half.
Good sequence of plays there for the Dogs. The first down pass to Nauta. Nauta gets behind the sticks to stop the clock temporarily. Then the quick out by Mecole to get out of bounds.
Harrion's in the backfield with Fields. He'll block. Fields looks, now pulls it down, runs in front of Mays, angles to the left, 10, 5, cuts back into the end zone. Touchdown, Justin Fields. He made a man miss inside the 5, and what a nifty move it was as it sneaks him into the far corner of the end zone, and the Dogs get a touchdown late here in the half and go up 41-7.
That's what the Dog Nation has been waiting to see. You could just hear them erupt as a huge lane open up when there was nothing open downfield. You knew that Fields was going to pull it down, and he is dynamic when he gets into the open field.
15-yard run by the freshman from Kennesaw. Fields, as Justin Brown, a reserve corner, came up to hit him, had his head down, tried to stop Fields with an arm tackle around the waist, and Justin just ran right through him and around him and into the end zone for the score. And the Dogs jack it up to a 42-7 lead. That Justin Fields touchdown run, sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Low fares from Atlanta to over 90 destinations you love. 15-yard TD rush by Fields. A 5-play, 59-yard scoring drive. Took only 54 seconds. That's how you do a one-minute drill. That's your Georgia Metals drive summary. From a doghouse to a dog's house, Georgia Metals has got you covered.
Well, just so many weapons on this Bulldog offense. You get the number 2 quarterback in the game, which, by the way, was a top-rated player coming out of last year's recruiting class. And you see the kind of nifty moves that he's got. Just power, speed, athleticism everywhere.
Impressive display offensively by Georgia for the most part today. We've had a couple of hiccups. We've had probably more penalties than we'd like to have for the entire game. Dogs been penalized 6 times for 49 yards already, but lead the Blue Raiders of Middle Tennessee State by a whopping 35 points here in the first half. It's 42-7. And with less than 30 seconds to go in the half, Blankenship will kick it away again high, hanging end-over-end kick, sailing 8 yards deep in the end zone. Yet another touchback, and Middle Tennessee State will get the ball with 23 seconds left on their own 25. And we'll see if they just kill the clock here, take a knee, and head into the locker room. Try to lick their wounds at the half, trailing 42-7.
Yeah, they have run into a buzzsaw, and admittedly the Dogs mentally not as sharp as we've seen in the first couple of games, but just dominating in every phase of the game, even with some of those mental lapses.
Well, it doesn't look like they want to take a knee. 3 receivers to the near side. Stockstill in the shotgun, but they will run it to West. Stockstill trying to lead the blocking on this near side. West up to the 30-yard line. Gain of 5. Clock ticking to 10 seconds. That may be the final play of the half. Georgia in the second quarter scoring 28 points on 14 plays. That's a pretty good ratio. You'll take that any day of the week. Into the half here in Athens, Sanford Stadium. 42-7, third-ranked Georgia looking every bit like a third-ranked team in the nation. As the Dogs will head into the locker room, we'll catch up with Kirby before he goes into the locker room with his team. Our halftime interview with Coach Smart is brought to you by Delta, the official airline of the Georgia Bulldogs. Chuck will catch up with the coach here in just a minute, but 382 total yards of offense in half number 1, 217 on the ground, 165 through the air. Fromm with 3 first-half touchdown passes on 10 of 12 throwing the ball for 128 yards. Elijah Holyfield, 8 carries, 100 yards rushing. Some outstanding numbers for the Bulldogs as we go down to Chuck and Coach Kirby Smart.
Thanks a lot, Scott. Coach Smart heading over right now. Real quickly, Coach, you had 382 yards, 42 points. I know you feel like you could have done more.
Yeah, we could have played better defensively. I know that. We got some turnovers that stopped them. We didn't really stop them. They kind of stopped themselves. Substitution errors. We got to do a better job. Can't let those things get away from us.
All right, and Coach, this team now, I mean, it looks like that you've always said if you don't self-destruct, you're tough to stop, and that certainly was the case.
Yeah, at times we executed well. We just got to do a better job.
Thank you, Coach. All right, there you go. And I got to tell you something, Scott. This was a show here in the first half. By the way, Elijah Holyfield's dad, who I was told is somewhat famous, is down here, and I went over. I said, "Aren't you Elijah Holyfield's dad?" And he got a big smile on his face. You know, I think he actually kind of likes being recognized as Elijah Holyfield's dad.
Not too bad. And Elijah had an outstanding first half with 100 yards rushing to lead Georgia carrying the football. It's halftime in Athens. Thanks, Chuck. 42-7, Dogs leading Middle Tennessee State halfway through this ball game. Hondo standing by for our Amco Transmissions halftime report. That's next here on the Georgia Bulldogs Sports Network. And now it's time for the Northside Impact, sponsored by Northside Hospital Atlanta. We diagnose and treat more cancer cases than any other hospital in Georgia, providing care at 48 cancer centers. You can learn more at builttobeatcancer.com. And let's get you some second half adjustments with your team leading 42-7. We'll see what Z has in store for us. These second half adjustments served up by Buffalo Wild Wings, the proud hangout for Georgia athletics. Wings, beer, sports. Z, adjustments?
Well, Scott,
what are those?
When you're up 42-7, not a whole lot of adjusting needed. I think the only thing that this coaching staff is going to want to see is to be more mentally sharp here in the second half. Too many penalties in the first half against a better football team. Those penalties are going to come back and get you. You can't start behind the chains the way the Dogs were too many times in that first half. And then on the defensive side of the ball, I've got to be more stout up front and get better penetration. This Blue Raider offense just dinking and dunking us right now, but just too soft if you want to criticize anything from this defense. A couple of mental lapses there as well. Didn't get a guy onto the football field. We started with 10 guys, ran somebody out late, and then improper alignment on the one touchdown pass that they had. So more than anything, this is about being mentally sharp and getting ready to go into the gauntlet of the SEC that starts next week.
How much do you think, do you anticipate Georgia just going to the wall right here in the second half with this big giant lead, or do you see us kind of not resting on our laurels, but start to, take the wind out of the clock a little bit?
Yeah, I think we're going to see that. I think the blueprint that we have seen now for a couple of years, get a demanding lead in the first half and then turn it over to your offensive line. Maybe a series or two here to start the third quarter, but then, yeah, no question, I think we're going to turn it over to this offensive line and see if we can grind this clock out.
All right, getting ready for third quarter action here in the Piedmont Healthcare radio booth. We're in the Larry Munson broadcast suite at Sanford Stadium. 42-7, 382 yards of offense in the first half. Elijah Holyfield with a career best 100 yards rushing on 8 carries in 2 quarters of play. Pretty impressive stuff. Here's Blankenship's kick to start the second half. He booms another one. Those magic pink slippers will drill this one over the back line of the end zone to the left. And another touchback. Middle Tennessee State will get the ball 1st and 10 at the 25. Hold it, check a flag.
Yeah, offsides again. That's the second time today.
Back on the Georgia 32-yard line.
First down.
They got Otis Reese, I believe, one of the freshmen on that kick coverage unit. Another 5-yarder. And that's the 7th penalty of the contest for Georgia. So the extra 5 yards will give Middle Tennessee State the ball at the 30. And here's Terrell West on the ground to start the third quarter. He runs at left tackle for a quick 8-yard burst. Jawan Taylor, the linebacker, senior from Hollywood, Florida, made the stop at the Middle Tennessee State 38. 2nd and 2. That's a big gain on first down. Shotgun snap to Stockstill. He sticks it in the belly of West, who starts to the right, cuts back inside at the hash mark. Across the 40, he falls to the 41. Jay Hayes on the stop, along with Brenton Cox, freshman for Georgia. But a first down run for Terrell West and the Blue Raiders. They're on their own 41-yard line.
Yeah, that run on first down, we were scraping with our linebackers to get contained. Blue Raiders did a good job getting up and just providing enough interference that we couldn't get to the edge.
Out of the pistol, West runs it straight ahead. He runs right into the backside. I think it was Chandler Brewer, his right guard. He bounced a little bit and kicked out to the right up to the 45-yard line. A gain of 4. Tackled by Richard LeCount, Cox, and Taylor. And Middle Tennessee State moving here in the first few plays of the third quarter. 2nd down 6 from their 45-yard line. Stockstill will throw it. The left-hander slings it out to the left, caught by Patrick Smith in the left flat. He tries to dance a little bit and avoid red shirts, but too many of them in the neighborhood. Brenton Cox, Tate Crowder bring him down at the 46-yard line, a gain of only 1. And now it's 3rd down for the Blue Raiders. 3rd down and 5 to go for Middle Tennessee State. It's 42-7. Georgia leading, just underway here in the second half.
Same play there by the Blue Raiders that they scored the touchdown on. Little bubble screen from a trips formation. That time, Dogs got lined up the right way, easily able to put a stop to it.
Brent Stockstill, the 6-foot senior quarterback, takes the snap. Quick throw to the right to Smith, who was in the slot on the right, stood at the line of scrimmage, took the quick pass. Up the field he goes to the 50. Hit by Christopher Smith, one of our freshman reserve defensive backs from Atlanta. And it's short of the first down. He needed 6. He got 5. It's 4th down and a yard at the 50. And Middle Tennessee State looking to the sideline. And this will be a go-for-it opportunity. Need a yard. 4th and 1 at the 50. Ball right on the midfield stripe. Middle Tennessee State moving to the right here in Sanford Stadium. They hand it off. They get the first down and a couple of more. Brad Anderson, who was on the left side of the quarterback Stockstill, ran across in front of the quarterback to take the handoff and then back the other way for 3 yards to the 47. Monty Rice, the linebacker, made the stop, the sophomore from Madison, Alabama. But the drive continues for the Blue Raiders. 3 more yards there and a first down.
Yeah, pretty big hole there on the cutback. As soon as you got nice push on at the line of scrimmage, and then easily for the first down.
Stockstill throws it wide to the left side, and Gatlin Casey, a graduate transfer, tried to lay out and catch that on their sideline, far side of the field, unable to get his hands securely around the ball. It's an incomplete pass. The pass was a little bit behind the receiver, but he made a nice effort to go for it. 2nd down and 10, however, is the result on the incompletion. Ball on the Georgia 47, Middle Tennessee State, first possession of the second half. They've got some catching up to do with 11:47 to go in the third quarter. They trail 42-7. High snap, Stockstill fields and brings it down, hands it off to Terrell West, a junior from Pinson, Alabama, runs straight ahead into the line, pushes the pile to the 45.5. Gain of 2. Daquan Hawkins-Muckle, a senior defensive end, and Devontae Wyatt, a sophomore junior college transfer, on the tackle for the Georgia defense. It's 3rd and 8.
And a better job there of the Dogs in that defensive front of just maintaining position at the point of attack. No give on that one, and hence minimal gain on the run.
Ball just outside the Dogs 45 on the right edge of the logo, middle of the field. Snap to Stockstill. He looks to the right, then throws it a little more downfield. The intended target was Jimmy Marshall, a sophomore receiver. He was double covered at the 40. Ball went zipping by him and then skidding to the turf, incomplete. Richard LeCount, Tyson Campbell had Marshall covered up pretty well, and it'll be 4th down and 8. And this time the Blue Raiders will not risk going forward on 4th down. They'll punt it away. Akeel Crumpton will be the deep receiver for Georgia. He'll settle in inside the 10-yard line, and it'll be Matt Bonadies, the senior kicker from Buford, Georgia, to punt it away for the Blue Raiders. Try to pooch it, lazy low spiral, wobbles down to Crumpton at the 10. He calls for the fair catch, and that's where the Dogs will have the ball. 35-yard punt, no return. Dogs ball when we come back. 11:09 to go, third quarter. It's Georgia 42, Middle Tennessee State 7 on the Bulldogs. Glad to have you with us inside the Piedmont Healthcare radio booth here at Sanford Stadium. And we want to remind you that Georgia Power brings the energy for every game day and to your community too. Visit georgiapower.com/sports to learn more. Dogs with the ball, 10-yard line here in the third quarter, our first possession of the second half. Georgia leads at 42-7. Justin Fields will start the second half at quarterback. Harrion is the lone setback. We'll hand it to Robertson on the end around. Robertson to the near sideline, across the 20, up the sideline, 30, chased out of bounds. Here comes a flag after the play. Might be a late hit on Middle Tennessee. And Demetrius Robertson with a quick run and a burst up the near sideline all the way to the 33-yard line. Darrell Randolph, the cornerback, chased him out of bounds, and let's check the flag.
After the play was over, late hit, number 29 on the defense. Penalty is 15 yards, added to the end of the run. First down.
Well, that end around thing works very well for us. The jet sweep, whatever you want to call it, 23 yards by Robertson there. He scored on a 72-yard run earlier this season. We saw Tyler Simmons score a long touchdown earlier today on that same play.
Yeah, there might not be a play in the country averaging more yards per carry.
Dogs on the 48-yard line. Throw by Fields, far sideline to Jeremiah Holloman. He's having himself a nice day. Makes the catch in front of the Blue Raider bench and down to the Middle Tennessee State 38-yard line. Avery Jones, a reserve linebacker, made the tackle on the far side of the field.
Just a quick out there by Holloman. Move the pocket for Justin Fields. Make sure he's got a clear throwing lane. Delivered that one on a dime.
14 yards, first down for the Dogs in Blue Raider territory. They show blitz, Fields fakes, rolls to the right, stumbles a little bit, throws on the run. It's incomplete on the far sideline. Everything about that play was out of bounds. Holloman was the intended target, trying to catch the ball as best he could, stay in bounds, but everything was too far to the right. Incompletion by Fields. It'll be 2nd and 10 for the Dogs, back at the visiting 38-yard line.
Well, Fields got tripped up a little bit there on the play fake and never got his feet back underneath him. He's going to throw that on the run. He's got to get his shoulders going downhill towards the target. Got to drift a little bit of that. Either that or set your feet and deliver a strike.
He does just that this time, sets his feet in the pocket, stays in there, and fires a strike to the tight end, Isaac Nauta. Caught at the 27-yard line and tackled by DeCorian Patterson, a freshman safety from Ocala, Florida. And the Dogs at the 27. The gain was 11. Another first down, brought to you by Scana Energy. Dogs 9:50 to go, third quarter. A lot of time for a lot more work.
What I like most about that was Fields' third option. He was trying to go to a curl outside, didn't like his first two options, came back to his third guy.
Here's Cook taking the handoff, left side, running outside Cade Mays at left tackle. Veers his way down to the 23-yard line. Patterson again the stop for the Blue Raider defense. The ball between the 23 and the 24. And we'll call it a 4-yard gain for the freshman James Cook from Miami. It'll be 2nd down and a long 6 for the Dogs. Fields at quarterback, freshman from Kennesaw. Perrion in the ball game. Bryan gets the carry. Runs hard at right side. Contact at the 22. He drives the defender back to the 20, churning his legs. Ben Cleveland helping him out over there. DQ Thomas finally gets a strong run by Brian Herrion to cease at the 18-yard line. That was a good short run with a lot of strength behind it from Brian Herrion to the 18-yard line. 3rd down and a yard to go. Dogs are in the Massey Ferguson red zone once again with 8:35 to go here in the third quarter.
Now, Herrion was winning that contest one-on-one. You put Big Ben Cleveland in there, it's no contest.
Here's Herrion hopping over the line of scrimmage, finding a little bit of daylight on the right edge of the line of scrimmage, right as the bright sunshine hits Sanford Stadium again. Herrion down inside the 15 to the 11-yard line. Another Scana Energy first down for the Bulldogs as they drive for more points here, leading 42-7.
Well, you talk about playing for more playing time. Herrion is doing it right now, running as hard as I've seen him run, maybe ever.
Herrion, the lone setback. Fields under center. Tight end to the left of the formation. Handoff Bryan to the line of scrimmage. He hops to the left, across the 10, inside the 10. Now his linemen try to help him out and drive him inside a little bit more. They push him down to the 8. Herrion with 3 yards as the running was a little more difficult between the tackles that time. But it'll be 2nd down for the Dogs from the Blue Raider 8. Herrion will come out of the lineup for a moment, and James Cook, the freshman, will be back in the backfield. Stanley, the receiver, to the right. Crumpton in the slot to the left, and Robertson on the outer edge on the left side. Fields is the quarterback. Snap from Gilliard. Handoff Cook. A little slow in the exchange, a little stumble by the back Cook, and Middle Tennessee State feasts on that. They get in there behind the blocking and stop Cook at the 9, a loss of a yard on that play.
And we ran it right into a corner fire as well, so oncoming pressure, incoming pressure, ran that play directly into it, so Cook had to turn that upfield a whole lot quicker than he wanted to.
Herrion, after one play out, back on the field into the ball game. He'll stand to the right of Fields, who's in the shotgun. 3 receivers to the left. Justin back on the 18. Throws over the middle, jumping in the air in the end zone, making the catch. Touchdown is Jason Stanley. Well, let's check a flag now. Where's the flag? Far side of the field, right on the sideline at the 11-yard line.
Offside on the defense, number 40. Penalties decline. Result of the play, touchdown.
9-yard touchdown throw by Justin Fields to Jason Stanley. And for the 6'2" receiver from Creekside High School in Fairburn, Georgia, that is his first career touchdown. And the Dogs lead it 48-7. And here's the point after try on the way. Rodrigo Blankenship getting a workout today. The snap and the hold, the kick, is up and into the net. Good. Once again, 49-7. That touchdown sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Low fares from Atlanta to over 90 destinations you love. Dogs drive 90 yards for the score. It's 49-7. Georgia over Middle Tennessee State. 6:33 remaining third quarter. Breaking the action back in a moment. Bulldogs operated.
Coach Kirby Smart here. Today's broadcast is live from the Piedmont Healthcare radio booth.
49-7. Georgia goes 90 yards, 10 plays, 9-yard touchdown throw. Justin Fields to Jason Stanley, his first career touchdown as a Bulldog for the senior receiver. That's your Georgia Metals drive summary. From a doghouse to a dog's house, Georgia Metals has got you covered. And as Rodrigo Blankenship prepares to kick it off yet again, some of the Georgia folks start to file out of Sanford Stadium. It wasn't full today, and now folks are leaving early. Come on, stay and enjoy the festivities. We're on the road next week. We got to go to the other Columbia next week, take on the Missouri Tigers. Blankenship's kick, long, sailing, back line of the end zone, over it, and another touchback. And we go down to the Cooks Pest Control sidelines, and Chuck Dowdle. Chuck.
Yeah, Scott, as the Dogs continue to pile it on here, 49-7, I've been informed that we will play a 10-minute fourth quarter, So that'll go up on the clock at the end of this quarter.
Well, this is like rec league. This is
really
the second one of those that we've done this year.
I've never seen that happen twice in a year. Never seen it.
All right, thanks, Chuck, very much. 1st and 10 at the 25. Stockstill runs hard to the left and then dumps it over the line of scrimmage outside the hash to the 27-yard line to Brad Anderson. Looked like William Poole was right there defending. I think that's who that was on the far side. It was. That could have easily been picked off. He got 3 yards on the run and throw on that side of the field. 2nd and 7 from the 28. Middle Tennessee State down 49-7. 6:02 to go in the third quarter, and as Chuck just reported, a 10-minute fourth quarter coming up. They'll run it with West, Terrell West. Runs straight ahead to the 31-yard line. And a gain of 4. It'll be third down there. Devontae Wyatt, the first man to make contact for the Georgia defense, and the redshirt freshman linebacker Robert Beal from Lawrenceville also went on the tackle. Third down 4 for the Blue Raiders. They're just across their 30-yard line at the 31. 49-7. 3 straight games now. Georgia starts the season scoring over 40 points. Stockstill stammers in the pocket. Now he pulls it down, runs, holds the ball in his left hand. He'll get what he can up here on the near side across the 40 to the 41-yard line, where he takes a lick there, but did a nice job to scramble out of the pocket on his weak side to run to the right and up the field to the 42-yard line, stopped by Jordan Davis, the freshman lineman, but not before he got 11 yards and a first down.
Yeah, we got stuck inside there. Poor pass lane distribution on that one, allowing Stockstill to get outside. And then as he was scrambling, he kind of stumbled there going down, almost decapitated himself.
Receiver screen to the left side. They throw it, caught by Brian Anderson around the 42-yard line. Up the field he goes with a couple of blockers in front of him. Christopher Smith fights through to make the tackle for the Dogs at the 49. Gain was 7. Second down and 3 for the Blue Raiders. They run quickly. Their back takes the handoff and stumbles. That's West, and that'll slow down the momentum of the offense as he stumbled in the backfield and is going to lose a yard or so. Back to the 47. He loses 2, and it'll be third down now. Third down and 4 for Middle Tennessee State from their own. They'll put it on the 48.
Yeah, that one hurt there. They actually had some running room, just tripped over the turf on the ground. They had a little bit of momentum going. Now a third and medium against this stout defense.
They work just inside the far hash, moving to the right. 3 receivers on the short side of the field left, 1 to the right. Stockstill going to roll to the short side, being pursued by Cox. He throws it on the run. It's caught by Patrick Smith in Georgia territory, and he steps out of bounds quickly at the Dogs' 47-yard line. That's a gain of 5 and a first down. Boy, Brenton Cox was really bearing down on Brent Stockstill, the quarterback, but couldn't get to him before he fired and unleashed that football, and the Blue Raiders have a first down at the Dogs' 47.
Pretty nifty play there by the Blue Raiders. They had trips into the boundary and then they brought every one of those receivers on crossing routes to clear out the zone, and then ran a crossing route from the other side into where Stockstill was rolling that was wide open.
Stockstill, they overload the right side. He'll take it on the shotgun snap, and a quarterback draw will produce maybe a yard or two. Jay Hayes on the stop for the Georgia defense, the graduate transfer from Notre Dame. And Stockstill to the 46, a gain of 1. Second down 9 for Middle Tennessee State. 2:54, third quarter, clock moving. 10-minute quarter coming up in the fourth, we are told from Chuck Dowdle on the sidelines. 3 receivers to the right for Middle Tennessee State. They're going to toss it to West on the right. He runs behind blocking. It got downfield ahead of him pretty good. He's hit by Tay Crowder, the linebacker, at the 41-yard line on the near side. Gain of 6 will make it third down and 4 for the Blue Raiders. Up to the line, they're going no huddle. Ball on the Dogs 41. Stockstill sets and now relaxes. 3 receivers to the left. West is the lone setback off to Stockstill's left. 1 receiver to the right. They work on the near hash. Hand off West. He angles at right tackle. Runs hard diagonally inside the 40 down to the 37-yard line. Monty Rice, Robert Beal, the linebackers, make the hit. Close to the first down. Don't know if he got it. Let's check in with Chuck on the sidelines, Cook's Pest Control. Chuck?
Yeah, Z, I heard you mention this be our second 10-minute fourth quarter. I was wondering why we didn't play one last week.
Oh, that's good call there, Chuck. Good call.
Here's West. Oh, he's got a gap. Oh, a touchdown-saving tackle by Otis Reese. Just tripped him up around the 28, and Terrell West, who had nobody in front of him, falls to the turf at the 26-yard line. Reese saved the touchdown right there, but as it was, it's a nice gain for Middle Tennessee State. They pick up a first down at the 26.
Blue Raiders have found something they like on the right side of that offensive line. A couple of gaping holes in a row here, very quickly getting to our second and third levels. And you're right, if not for a shoestring tackle, that was to the house.
Southwest Airlines, low fares from Atlanta to over 90 destinations you love. 1 minute to go, third quarter, 49-7 Georgia. West just ran for 12. What will they do now? They'll pass, and it's caught by Casey, receiver, at the Georgia 21-yard line. William Poole was in coverage. He had very tight coverage on him, but Stockstill was able to squeeze that ball in there for a gain of 4, I believe. Second down and 6 from the Georgia 22. Stockstill going to keep it and run to the right, chased by red shirts. Laterally down the line of scrimmage at the 21-yard line, just shy of the 20. That's where he's stopped by Monty Rice and Brenton Cox, the freshman from Stockbridge, Georgia. Clock continues to move. 14 seconds to go in the quarter. Third down just outside the Georgia 20 for the Blue Raiders.
Monty Rice hopped out of that pile and is limping a little bit. He's still kind of hobbling around there at his middle linebacker position.
And now the third quarter expires. And we will head to quarter number 4. And as Chuck told us, a 10-minute quarter. We'll be watching it here from the Piedmont Healthcare radio booth as we go to the final 10 minutes of the ball game. 49-7, Georgia leading Middle Tennessee State. Back after this on the Bulldogs Sports Network.
This is head coach Kirby Smart. 3 things I absolutely love: my family, football.
For the broadcast industry.
Yeah, Scott, they had decided they were going 10. They had some officials from the athletic department down here. They were going to go a 10-minute fourth, but they have changed their mind here during the changeover.
All right, full 15 minutes. Georgia Power brings the energy for every game day into your community, too. Visit georgiapower.com/sports to learn more. All right, Middle Tennessee State on our 20. Third down and 4 as we start the full 15-minute fourth quarter. Stockstill takes the snap in the shotgun, throws it on the left flat. It's off the hands of the intended receiver, Patrick Smith, the senior from Nashville. He had blockers, too, on the left side. Just couldn't reel it in, right off his hands, off his fingertips, and incomplete. It'll be fourth down and 4.5, 5 yards to go for Middle Tennessee State. The ball between the 20 and the 21 of the Bulldogs.
Passing game from this Middle Tennessee offense has been just a steady diet of quick screens to the outside. Very little down the field.
That was a concern for Coach Kirby Smart. He talked about the screen game that Middle Tennessee State has and that Georgia had not seen one like this, but Georgia's had a lot of success against it today. Stockstill going to go to the end zone this time. Front left corner of the end zone. Ty Lee incomplete, but check a flag back at the 25. Eric Stokes had good corner coverage on the left side as the pass was broken up just
illegal
inside
formation
the pylon.
on the offense. 5 players in the backfield. That penalty is declined. First down, Georgia.
So the ball over on downs. The penalty declined, as you heard referee David Smith. That's the second or maybe the third time that Middle Tennessee State has had that penalty called on them. Georgia will have the ball after.
And locations are ready to assist your athlete's comeback. To learn more, visit choa.org/sportsmed.
If you know someone who makes an impact on their community, Team UGA, presented by Georgia Power, is now accepting nominations for members who demonstrated unselfish giving attitude. You can submit your nomination at georgiadogs.com. Along with Eric Zier, Scott Howard here in the Piedmont Healthcare radio booth. Larry Munson, broadcast suite. Neil Williamson, Chris Schiavone, our spotters during the game. Tony Schiavone is our engineer. Jay Black, statistician. Zach Jewell, our network studio producer. Here's James Cook running out of the backfield to the left, trying to get to the corner. Couldn't quite get there. Play stretched out almost all the way to the sidelines for no gain. Tackled on the far side by Patterson for Middle Tennessee State. Matthew Downing is now in at quarterback. He's the number 3 man for the Bulldogs. Freshman walk-on from Alpharetta. Let's go down to Chuck on the sidelines. Cook's Pest Control Report. Chuck?
Well, hey guys, I thought now we had an extra 5 minutes. Might be a good time to congratulate the university on being named by U.S. News and World Report as one of the top 13 public schools in the country. That's quite an accomplishment, quite a feat, and our congratulations to President Moorhead and the academic staff here.
Indeed, and the number 3 ranked team in the nation right now. Here's Cook. He's swallowed up in the backfield. Absolutely no blocking on the handoff from Downing as Cook is back to the 18-yard line. Trey Philpotts and Rosheem Collins, a couple of Georgia kids, just teed off on James Cook that time for a 2-yard loss. It'll be 3rd down and 12 for the Bulldog offense as we have gone deep into the roster now as Neil is frantically spotting everybody in the game. We've got Schaefer, Justin Schaefer, Jamari Salyer, Notori Johnson, Trey Hill on the line of scrimmage. Matthew Downing is the quarterback. Kendall Baker's the 5th lineman in the ball game right now. We'll get the other guys to you as soon as we can. Cook out of the backfield, Downing to throw. They set up a screen to Cook. Complete at the 15. Cook with a block from Johnson. Cuts behind it, 25-30. Cook's got speed up close to the 42-yard line. They jump on him and ride him down up high at the 43. Reed Blankenship. No, it was great that made the stop for Middle Tennessee State. Well, that got the Dogs out of a hole, Z. They set up a screen pass of their own, and Cook used his blocking and his speed to get it up to the 43.
Boy, Coach Cheney couldn't have dialed that one up against a better defense. Sam and Mike dog blitz here, so brought both linebackers in on pressure, caught them in exactly the right defense. As soon as we were able to get rid of the football, a lot of green grass to run.
24 yards on the pass play, the screen to James Cook. That's a Scana Energy first down. Ball on the 43. Prather Hudson checks into the ball game as the lone setback. Downing goes up under center. Stretch handoff to Hudson. He veers to the right, outside at right tackle, and will be upended at the 44-yard line by Cordell Hudson, a senior cornerback from Largo, Florida. And the gain is a yard, maybe, and Middle Tennessee State has a player shaken up, a little bit slow to get up, is number 22, Cordell Hudson, the man who made the tackle. Ball at the 44. We've got a timeout for the injury. 12:16 to go in the ball game. Georgia 49, Middle Tennessee State 7. Back after this on the Bulldogs Sports Network.
Napa know-how.
You're there every game.
We're here in the Piedmont Healthcare radio booth. Georgia 49 and Middle Tennessee State 7. Georgia Power brings the energy for every game day into your community too. Visit georgiapower.com/sports to learn more. Dogs 2nd down and 9 from our 44-yard line. Downing is the quarterback now. An odd formation. Is that Kieris Jackson in the backfield? Kearis Jackson is the lone setback now. He's going to take a toss and run to the right with some blockers. Jackson, 45. They grab at his face mask, twisted his head around. I don't see a flag, and they spin him out of bounds at the 50-yard line. He had a lot of blocking on the right side of the line of scrimmage. Darius Harris, the linebacker, got through some of that to make the stop after a 6-yard gain to the 50. It's going to be third down there for the Dogs. Third down and about 3 to go.
Look here, Jackson, a wide receiver, but he looked pretty good back there running the football.
Not bad. His first carry of the year and another timeout. I told you we had to make up some from the third quarter. 11:46 to go in the game. 49-7. Dogs lead this one. Back in a moment on the Bulldogs Sports Network.
Infrastructure.
Coach Kirby Smart here. Today's broadcast is live from the Piedmont Healthcare radio booth.
All right, that last time out was for an injured player. Rosheem Collins, a right tackle for Middle Tennessee State, was shaken up on the play. And right now you can come in and get exceptional offers on all BMWs in stock. Visit one of your Atlanta area BMW centers today for a test drive. Proud to be the official luxury vehicle of Georgia Athletics. Visit BMWATL.com for more offer details. Ball's on the 50 for the Dogs. Georgia's offense deep into our reserves right now. Third down and 3 with 11:32 to go in the ball game. Prather Hudson back in there after a run by Kearis Jackson. His first carry. Trey Blunt is that one receiver out on the far left. Matt Landers in the ball game at receiver. Luke Ford in at tight end. And John Fitzpatrick is in at tight end too. A couple of freshman tight ends in there. Matthew Downing is the quarterback under center. Takes the snap. Hands it to Hudson. Gets the handoff. Hesitates a second. Waits for the block. And not much running room there. Just across the 50 barely. Not even a yard. But it's going to be fourth down there as Middle Tennessee State crowded the line good to make the stop. Prather Hudson. And here's Jake Camarda in the ball game to punt it away with 10:45 on the clock in the fourth quarter, and the clock is running.
Steady diet there by Middle Tennessee of linebacker blitzes into the A gaps. I'm sure they saw what the Dogs did last week and just grinding out the clock. And they brought pressure on every single snap on that series.
We run Cook across the formation to the left side on the punt team, and here's Camarda trying to pooch it in deep. He's got backspin on that kick. He still boomed it inside the 10. Fair catch caught at the 6-yard line, 7, maybe the 8. We'll see where they spot it. Looks like the 7-yard line. Camarda's kick, 43 yards inside the 17 years. StubHub is the official fan-to-fan ticket marketplace of the Georgia Bulldogs. StubHub, be there. How about some scores on the Comcast Business Scoreboard? Georgia Tech trailing Pitt 21-6 in the third. Syracuse 13-0 on Florida State in the third. Tennessee 17-0 on UTEP in the fourth. Clemson 24-7 leading Georgia Southern in the fourth. Chase Cunningham is the new quarterback for Middle Tennessee State. And he will hand it off, and they'll try to run it out of a hole off their own 7-yard line, 1st and 10, as Kylan Stribling gets his first carry of the afternoon. Jordan Davis makes the tackle. Georgia's freshman noseman from Charlotte, North Carolina. The gain is 3 up to the 10-yard line. Both teams going deep into their rosters for this one. And the finish, which is 9:50 away. Cunningham, the quarterback. Redshirt freshman from Knoxville, Tennessee. 5'11" and 183. That's like punter size.
It is.
Or place kicker size.
Place kicker size.
Not a big dude at all. They snap it to him in the shotgun. They'll hand it off and run to the right. That's Stribling again. He bounced off a blocker and then had to restart his run. And he does so up to the 15-yard line. Tackled by Malik Herring, Georgia's sophomore lineman from Forsyth, Georgia. The gain is 5, and it'll be third down and 3.
The Dogs, as you can imagine, very, very vanilla here. Pretty much for the whole game, especially in the second half. Rotating from 2 safety looks, 2 deep zones to going some cover 3 mixed in there as well, but as basic as you can get.
Clock moving as Cunningham looks to the sidelines to his right for the play. Snap. And they hand it off again to Stribling. Stribling at right tackle. Found a little bit of daylight, enough for the first down, up to the 19-yard line. Pushed his way forward for 4 yards. Christopher Smith, freshman secondary man for Georgia, up to make the tackle, but the Blue Raiders get a new set of downs close to the 20.
The Blue Raiders have slowed down substantially as well, not going breakneck speed like they have been all game. Really taking their time. They're ready to get out of here as well, I think.
They've got Zach Mitchell, a reserve center, senior from Murfreesboro, in there at that position. So they're getting some other players some playing time as well here this afternoon. Cunningham, a bullet of a snap right back to him. He caught it just below his right hip. He's able to hand it off. I didn't catch the number on. So it's dribbling again. That might be a different 17. Anyway, 17 got the carry again. Otis Reese on the tackle. 2nd and 8 for the Blue Raiders at the Georgia 21-yard line. Cunningham and the Middle Tennessee State offense taking its time. There's the snap. And they'll hand it off and run wide to the right. We're chasing after with Reese, who will shove him out of bounds on the far sideline at the 37-yard line.
Boy, this game obviously is in control, but when you talk about playing to a standard, you got Kirby Smart right now pointing to the scoreboard. I'm sure he's talking and pointing to the big screen, doing some coaching immediately on the field. Not happy about that run.
First down for the Blue Raiders up to the 37-yard line. Middle Tennessee State gave us a list of roster number changes before the game started, and I think we're into those guys right now because some of the numbers aren't matching the names that we had originally. Here's a handoff on the inside to John Turner, who changed his number. A freshman running back runs straight ahead to the 39-yard line, a gain of a couple. Malik Herring on the stop for Georgia. And the ball just shy of the 40. Wind kicking up here. Sun moving behind some clouds overhead. And we've got 6:05 to go in the contest. Middle Tennessee State with the ball just shy of their own 40-yard line. They trail 49-7. They've gone to their backup quarterback, Chase Cunningham. 2 receivers to the right, split backfield, 1 receiver to the left. They hand it off to Turner again. Turner runs right towards the corner, flipped upside down as he flies out of bounds, crossing the 45-yard line on the far side of the field. Flipped up, chased by Jaden Hunter. And Otis Reese finished off the tackle on the sideline for the Bulldog defense. The gain was up to the 45, almost the 46.
Dogs have lost contain a couple of times today where we've scraped with our linebackers to get outside, trying to force that play back into the teeth of the defense. Just unable to get out there on numerous occasions today.
That was about a 6-yard run for Turner as he got to the corner. 3rd down and a little more than a yard to go for Middle Tennessee State. Here's Turner again. Handoff, runs it right tackle. Stopped from behind by Adam Anderson right down the line of scrimmage, grabbing a hold from behind, dragging him a little bit, and then Herring and Wyatt pushing back from the front to make the stop for the Bulldog defense. But the bad news is the Blue Raiders got enough for the first down at the 47-yard line. It wasn't much of a gain, but they only needed about 1.5 yards, and they got 2.
Well, a pretty generous spot there, too, when you look at it on replay.
I think you're right. Ball's on the 47. Clock is moving, nearing 4.5 minutes to go in the game. Middle Tennessee State looking right to the sideline. They signal in the play. Snap is high. The handoff comes inside and stacked up behind the line of scrimmage this time. Well, I think there were 7 Georgia players right there, led by Devontae Wyatt from Decatur and Jaden Hunter second. And then they just drove them back from there. Good play by the big man in the middle, the sophomore, 6'3" and 301, to stop Middle Tennessee State's run at the 47-yard line. They call it no gain. Looked like the hit was behind the line of scrimmage, but it's going to be 2nd down and 10 instead. Blue Raiders work on the logo, middle of the field.
Yeah, better job there by the Dogs up front had a number of times today where we just haven't been solid enough at the point of attack. Obviously, the game is well in control, but a little too much room to run.
Snap to Cunningham, play fake, and he runs right into the arms of Malik Herring and Otis Reese, and Herring just slings him back on the turf at the 44-yard line. They say forward progress up to the 48. 3rd down and 9 for Middle Tennessee State, and we figured out who the number 17 is. That wasn't the 17 that is listed on our rosters. Landon Board, a redshirt freshman running back from Owensboro, Kentucky. 3rd down and 9 yards to go for the Blue Raiders. They're on the 48-yard line as they near midfield. 2:52 remaining in the contest. Snap and a handoff again to Board. He's looking for room, no blocking on the right side, too many red shirts in the backfield, and Board is hit as he got back to the original line of scrimmage. Going to be a loss in the play. DeAndre Baker? No. Aziz Ojulari made the tackle. Aziz has been injured through the training camp and the first couple of games, and getting on the field finally here in game number 3 for the Bulldogs. Makes his first tackle of the season. Now it's 4th and 10, and Middle Tennessee State will punt it away with 2:13 to go. Akeel Crumpton will go back on the 15-yard line to receive the punt. Snap is high. Wow, almost got away. Low knuckleball kick, flag down, bounces on the 25, rolls down to the 10. That was Bonadies again, had to field the high snap, and then just bulleted one down there with a low line drive that travels 43 yards, but let's check the penalty marker. Thrown in at the 29-yard line of Georgia. There's 3 of them, as a matter of fact, in a triangular shape on the field. So 3 flags were dropped. Let's see what the discussion is. The referee, David Smith, is on the far sideline talking to Middle Tennessee State's coaching staff. 1:56 remaining, 49-7 is our score. Here's David Smith.
Illegal equipment on the defense. There were 2 number 25s on the defense. Penalties declined. 1st down, Georgia.
So yeah, we had both of our 25s out there.
When you go this deep into the roster, that becomes a problem.
Yes. All right. Timeout with 1:56 to go, and it's 49-7.
Want to win the ultimate college football experience? Go to winwithcorepower.com to enter Core Power Sweepstakes. You could win a trip for 2 to a Division I college football game during rivalry weekend. Go Dogs!
Whether you're cheering on the Bulldogs at home or tailgating at the stadium, Cheez-It and Pringles help you feed your fandom. And right now, Cheez-It and Pringles can help you win season ticket cash to take in the action at Sanford Stadium all year long. To enter for your chance to win, just tweet #FeedYourFandomEntry. No purchase necessary. See package for details. Cheez-It and Pringles are proud partners of Georgia Athletics. So stock up, settle in for the game, and go Dogs!
Fans, you're dedicated to your team, and Rocket Mortgage is dedicated to you, because when it comes to buying a home, the right way should be the only way. Rocket Mortgage, proud mortgage partner of Georgia Athletics. Dogs on the 10-yard line, 1st and 10, and they're going to kill the clock right now. They go into the victory formation. Matthew Downing takes a snap, takes the knee. 1:55 to go. Let's pause 10 seconds. Station ID, Bulldog Sports Network. You can schedule your next visit with the new online booking tool at piedmont.org/UGA. Piedmont Healthcare is the official healthcare provider of the Georgia Bulldogs. It'll be 2nd and 11 after the Dogs take a knee. They're going to take another one here in a couple of seconds. 8 seconds on the play clock. Dogs on our own 9-yard line, wrapping up a 49-7 win. Downing takes the snap, takes another knee, And third down will be coming up. You know, the Champions for Charity game is on every time we win. Camp Twin Lakes, the Salvation Army, and Children's Healthcare of Atlanta win, because Walton Gas will donate $1,000 to these local charities. And for every bowl game the Dogs win, Walton Gas will donate $5,000. Everyone's a winner with Walton Gas. How about our Nissan sack update? Dogs with 2 sacks. Correction, Dogs had no sacks today. Middle Tennessee State had 2 sacks in this contest. Our sacks update brought to you by Nissan Intelligent Mobility. Now, the most exciting tech you own is in your driveway. And we take one more knee, so we do not generate another Scana Energy first down. We go backwards to end the ball game. But that's okay, because with the final 20 seconds, the players are pouring onto the field here to congratulate one another, and Georgia will come away with its 3rd consecutive win. The 3rd-ranked Bulldogs win for the 2nd time in this series with Middle Tennessee State. The final today, Georgia
Tony,
49 and the Blue Raiders of Middle Tennessee State 7. And that is our final score as the coaches meet at the middle of the field. Players exchanging pleasantries. And again, Z, this was a game that was never in doubt as Georgia got off to another fast start and never looked back.
Yeah, Dogs did exactly what you want to do in this kind of a game. A few mental lapses in the first half. Some penalties that you don't want to see that against a high...
Well, beyond the earth, beyond all things that gave us birth, we'll navigate the seas of the sun. If God is throwing dice and Einstein doesn't mind the chance, we'll navigate the seas of the sun. Infinity runs deep, eternity that we can keep. We'll navigate the seas of the sun. Flowers of our souls, purple, blue, and gold we find. To navigate the seas of the sun, so we know who we are. Even in this frozen waste, we'll navigate the seas of the sun. Living in this place, staring into space, we'll find.
Gators, quick throw. Mitchell makes the catch. He breaks away. 30, 25, 20. Veers inside. 10 breaks the tackle. 5 breaks another one. Touchdown!